Guerrilla cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla. Take guard, man the barricades, patrol the cover boundary. At last the time is come, this is a cricketing emergency. Hear this call to arms for every cricket revolutionary. Take up your bats and stumps for the test match insurgency. At first they tried to silence us, but we would not be silenced. They threatened us with lies, so we threatened them with violence. Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin. Guerrilla cricket. It's not about the winning, it's about how many rules you break. Even in cricket commentary, this is the best advice to take. Pick guerrilla cricket, it's the finest choice you'll ever make. There's so much more to cricket than rev counters and a slice of cake. At first they tried to sanitize us and clean up our act, but people like it filthy, and we know that for a fact. Fidel Castro, Lenny Pascoe, Carlos the Jackal, Umar Akmal, Mahatma Gandhi, Grant and Andy, Brendan Behan, Austin Ian. Guerrilla cricket. Stick with us, cause you know we're not the kind of thing that you see on the TV and the radio. So vive la revolution. First they tried to buy us, but we would not be bought. Okay, we were, but then we ran away, and we will not be caught. Would not give up the ghost when they left us all for dead. They decapitated us, but we just grew another head. Chairman Mao, Jamie Howe, Ho Chi Minh, Asif Din, Václav Havel, Graham Saville, No Surrender, Percy Fender, Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin. Guerrilla cricket.
Well, good morning, good evening, good dawn, good dusk. Wherever you are in the world, it's guerrilla cricket. And guess what? Tony's bloody rotors haven't worked. David turned up, left. Don't know where he is. Will hasn't shown up yet. I'm sat here on my Todd. But it is one of the games of the tournament, so I'm quite surprised that people are late. It is South Africa, West Indies versus South Africa. Ahmedebad, the Modi Dome, big stadium, big game. And, well, whoever wins this is probably secure to go through. And I'm guessing that India will probably want South Africa to win, and then their game, if they beat Zimbabwe this afternoon, which of course they're expected to do, will be a knockout between them and the West Indies. That's the way I'd imagine the Indians want it to go. If you're a West Indian fan, you probably want the West Indies to win. Well, you do. I kind of want the West Indies to win. It would mean it would be a little bit out of India's hands if that was the case to get through. However, them's the rolls. Anyone going to turn up and join me? Bennett, are you there? You want to join me? I'm on my Todd. South Africa won a toss. They chose to field. And I'll give you the teams. We go in with South Africa, go Aidan Markham, Quinton de Kock, Ryan Rickleton, Devault Bredis, David Miller, Tristan Stubbs, Marky Jansen, Corbin Bosch, Kagisa Rabada, Keshav Maharaj, and Lungi Ngidi. The West Indies, I think unchanged. Brandon King, Shai Hope, Shimon Hetmeyer, Rodman Powell, Shafane Rutherford, Jason Holder, Roston Chase, Matthew Ford, Romario Shepherd, Gudakesh Moti, and Shamar Joseph. Now, Shimon Hetmar has been promoted to number 3, and boy, was he effective against the Zimbabweans. Dropped twice, of course, once on 9, once in the 60s, I think. But he was fantastic the other night, 80-odd off of 30-odd balls, and he was hitting sixes for fun all around the place. And it should be quite interesting. Well, I'm still not joined by anyone, so I don't know what to talk about. Maybe you people on YouTube can ask me some questions. We have some good mornings. We've got Dippin. He says, interesting call, Corbin Bosch adds seam bowling, depth and lower order hitting. Well, he was in the last game and he bowled quite well. That was against a slightly lower team. Sorry, that was against India, didn't it? But they were completely outfoxed and not in good shape. So, not great. What else can I tell you, boys? It'd be nice to have someone to shoot the breeze with. But there is no one here. They're singing the national anthems and all is well with the world. Robin Powell looks like he's had a haircut and he looks cool. There's a lot of West Indies fans in there and they're all looking quite happy. Who else has joined us on the socials? Tim Wilton Davis, he says he's got to support the Windies as a neutral. I'm with you, Tim. I think we all want them to do well, and they look like a powerful batting unit, it has to be said. But like all teams in T20, a couple of early wickets, and it'll be interesting to see how the pressure was put on. South Africa overcame that against India the other day, didn't they? I mean, they lost 3 wickets in the power play, still managed to get to 187. I think it was on this ground. So they'll be feeling pretty confident as well. I think both these teams unbeaten so far in the competition. I think they've both topped their groups. So an interesting game. I have a strong belief that you cannot get through a tournament without losing a game. Very difficult. So you want to lose somewhere, and for either of these teams, pretty much this is the last chance. So it may be better for one of them to lose. It'll give them stuff. You're not in the waiting room, David. Hold on, people. Sorry about this. I'm just sat here on my own. Sorry, peeps. Bennett, are you there listening? Do you want to join whilst you're sat there? Because you've got nothing else to do? We're going to get through to the first ball very shortly, and still no one has joined. No one's in a fucking waiting room. No, you're not, David. Oh, yeah, you might be, actually. Hold on.
Good morning, Bear, and good morning, everyone.
Morning, David.
Yes.
You came, you went.
I came, I went, because my camera wasn't working, so I had to come in via a different route, you see.
Right. And then I was sat here on my own, and I forgot to make myself co-host, so I couldn't see who was in the waiting room, because I'm sat here on my own, no one's here with me.
Well, I enjoyed your monologue, actually.
Why, thank you. I was running out of steam, thank God you turned up.
It was very balanced, and Will was also in the waiting room, although I couldn't see him wait, but these are just production notes, aren't they? Great game to look forward to here, Bear. I can't really add much to your introduction. 2 unbeaten sides, the last 2 unbeaten sides in the competition, and they've both come off the back of some thumping Super 8 victories. West Indies beating Zimbabwe
by a lot,
by 107 runs, and South Africa beating India by 76 runs. So 2 excellent. So are we seeing the winners of the competition today?
Well, I mean, if you get to the semis, it's a shootout, isn't it? I mean, it's T20. Anyone can win, can't they, Dave? But I mean, these are one of the 2 strongest teams in the tournament. And I was just saying, I think if you're India, you probably want South Africa to win, don't you? And then presumably you beat Zimbabwe, and you got a shootout against them on Friday or Saturday, or whenever it is.
I'm not sure. If I was India, I'm not sure I'd want to see South Africa again. But
they're not going to see. Well, they're not going to see. They lost to South Africa, didn't they? At least if they play the Windies, it's in their own hands. If Windies lose, I suppose if the Windies win, I don't know. It comes down to that
And
run rate potential.
we're off and running. It's so South Africa have won the toss. They've elected to field. Maharaj bowls the first ball to King, who plays that onto the offside. There's no run. So there's one change in the West Indies team, which I'll tell you about in a moment, and it doesn't affect the top order. Here's King to Maharaj to King, who turns it away for a single. So we've got Roston Chase back in the team in place, this time of Akeem Hussain. It might be something to do with the left-handers in the South Africa team, quite a lot of them. So that's my thought on that. And good morning to Will. Hello there, Will.
Hiya.
And super sub for Messers today, stepping into the breach.
Sorry,
we wish
Pete.
Messers a speedy recovery.
Yeah, I think he's picked up something on his camping trip. Typical. Hey.
This is why
Maharaj
you don't
bowling
go
his-
camping. That's
short, and King play Hope on the attack here, plays it nicely into the gap. That's going to be the first boundary of the day. It's gone all the way, in fact. Maximum.
I thought he'd mishit that straight in the air, Dave.
Well, there's the early statement of intent from the West Indies T20 skipper. It's 6 runs to him off the fourth ball of the match, third ball of the match. So this pitch at Ahmedabad meant to be. That's one also. King Hope going on the attack again. He's beaten the cover fielder. That's gone for 4 this time over extra cover, 4 runs.
Oh, hold on. Got my hands full here. It's a bit tricky when no one bothers to turn up in the studio, I have to say.
And if you kids can't listen, then you bound to see the way you get shot for crossing a boundary,
I believe reinforcements are on the way, Bear.
They are indeed, because I have to leave and take my daughter to an
Yes.
orthodontics appointment at 11:30. So
This time it's well stopped in extra cover. So that's another good shot by Hope. Umpire today is Kumar Dharmasena. I'll look at the South Africa team in a moment. So we're just 1 ball away from the end of this first over. Maharaj again on the attack. And is that going to be caught? No, he's carried the ball over the boundary at long on. He's taken the catch, but then the momentum took him over the boundary. That is 6 runs again to the West Indies captain, Shea Hope, off 17 runs off that first over of this match. South Africa versus West Indies.
good first over. Over to you, Will. Get some introductions.
Jay says, "Hooray, Dave! Hooray, Will! Hooray for the sad and lonely bear!
Thank you.
It's the loneliness of death."
Well, it's not a game of
the
death.
Emperor of Sheffield.
Is it? Jay's here.
Yeah. That was all Jay. And Robert Wilford says, "Good morning again from New Orleans, USA. My dad ran away to New Orleans when he was about 19. Yeah, like apparently he just didn't want to come back, which I totally get. Don't want to miss a ball this match, supporting the West Indies, but being from Jamaica, I hope Brandon King in particular comes good today."
Well, that is Brandon King who plays that out to the onside. Yeah, he'll be looking for a score. He's one of the only top order batsmen from the West Indies who hasn't fired yet. But he's kept his place because he's capable. We all know what he's capable of, and Jamaica West Indies supporters will know that. We're just watching again that last ball of the over. It was taken. Was that Brevis on there?
Yeah, it was. He seemed to get his feet tangled, so he couldn't even let go of the ball and stop it carrying over the line with him, could he? It's a bit of a shame.
It's Janssen bowling to King. That's nicely played through the gap. It's just going to go all the way. This, yes, it is all the way down to the long on boundary. Nicely played by King. 4 runs.
Good shot. I got to play some jingles. Let me get some people in. Bowler.
You think Marco would play polo, but there's more money in cricket.
Brandon King. And Shy Hope.
Here's Janssen. That beats King outside the off stump. Does he get a nick on that? No, he doesn't. It was played and missed. De Kock gives him a little round of applause there. That was a decent ball from Janssen, who I'd say has been one of the players of the tournament for South Africa. Will, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would. I mean, I don't know. I hope that it all kind of. I just hope we get a decent game. To be honest, I just think it's been
And
a
bit of
yeah.
okay. Janssen,
Sorry,
here he comes. Vals too, and that's tucked away by King. And they're going to go for. That's going to go to the boundary. Nicely placed by Brandon King, and that's 4 runs. I mean, 20. That's 25 for no wicket. I mean, I know what you're saying, Will. It's, England supporters probably been a bit sort of in and out with this competition. If you're a West Indies supporter, you'll be really pumped up because the West Indies have really performed well, and there's a feeling in the camp that they can go the whole way.
I definitely think they can go the whole way. They've certainly got the hitting to do it. And you know, Shamal Jovis has come alight this tournament, hasn't he? He's bowling real venomous pace. They're certainly one of the favourites I would have.
Yeah,
that's flashed out. It's got a. Has he got a top edge to that? It's sailed over the wicket keeper. Let's wait for the. I think he made contact with that. Yes, the punch of a glove would suggest he has. That's 4 runs to King, straight over the wicket keeper's head.
It's Nissan She.
Yeah, big Nick. Well, this would have put the cat amongst the pigeons in the South African side, wouldn't it? And they didn't. Well, I mean, they should have expected this sort of start. I mean, this is what they've threatened.
Yeah.
The whole tournament, the West Indies, to start like this.
One of the keys for West Indies. I'll just pause for a moment as Janssen comes into King, plays that one defensively back to the bowler. That's the end of the second over. 29 for no wicket. I was just going to say one of the keys, Bear, to West Indies' performance in this World Cup has been the re-emergence of Shimron Hetmeyer coming in at number 3, and his performances, you know, that 86 in the last game against Zimbabwe and a couple of big scores before that, it's really helped transform West Indies' top order.
Yeah, it has indeed. Bit lucky against the Zimbabweans though. He shouldn't have been caught on 9, really. It was a simple catch. Dolly dropped. They dropped him twice, didn't they, you know? Well, we have a change in the bowling. One of the best jingles ever made is this guy.
He's a high roller, rock and roller, scariest, deadliest, killing this bowler. He can sink your oats like the Spanish Armada. No one faster, no one harder. What's his name? What's his name? Tell me, what's his name? KG.
Here he is. He bowls to Hope, flashes outside the off stump, and there's no run. Jingle there supplied by. Is that one of Moggs?
No, that's Men Within.
Oh, Men Within.
Occasionally gives us some masterpieces when he's feeling up to it and a particular person takes his fancy.
Let's look at this South Africa side. Markram, De Kock, Rickleton, Brevis, David Miller, who's been in great form, Stubbs, Janssen, Corbin, Bosch, Rabada, Maharaj, and Ngidi. Looks a good side, that. Boston Chase back in the West Indies team. He's the only change for West Indies today, in place of Akil Hossain. So 2 teams on top of their game. I've got a little wager on both of them, Bear, so I'm sitting pretty at the moment.
Have you? What have you got?
14-1 West Indies.
To win the tournament?
Yeah, 6-1 South Africa. That's flash outside the off stump. That's gone. The captain, Jay Hope, 1 flash too many there. Rabada coming on, taking the wicket, caught behind by De Kock. Hope is out for 16.
Well, I just got my under. Woohoo!
The crowd says, you're out.
Fortunately, I didn't have time because I was fiddling around with you two to not get it on in the first over when they scored 17, and so the fall for the first wicket was under 38.5.
So it saved you money.
Yes, indeed.
That
made me money,
camera, Dave. Yeah, my 40 camera. How's the audio? How's my audio?
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay actually today.
Okay. Yeah, because I've got a new microphone which I wasn't able to
plug in
debut because well, that was plugged in, but the camera wasn't working, so I had to switch to laptop. So that Shea Hope is out. The man I've been talking about comes running out onto the field. Shimron Hetmeyer. The return to form of Hetmeyer, the return into the side, has been one of the features of this re-emergent West Indies performance in this World Cup. So a lot of expectation now, and that's when you get the pressure coming on when you're up against the big sides in the Super 8.
Indeed.
This is going to be an interesting contest. Can he curb his initial instincts and just get in? Because Rabada's a skillful operator, and it's going to be an interesting battle. This
Well,
Trim 1 Hetmire.
Well, let me play this jingle, and then I'll give you my thoughts. We all know the stats, Dave. If you lose 3 wickets in the power play, you've got an 80% chance of losing. But I think the West Indies, much like England, those are the IPL stats, I think, anyway. But I think the West Indies, like England, are kind of go for it in the power play. I mean, especially in India, where you've got the best chance, the pitch slows up and it's all a bit tricky.
Rabada bowls on that.
Oh dear!
Just evades mid-on. That was so nearly out first ball. As it is, he's just got the fingertips to it at mid-on. It goes over his head, and they take a comfortable 2. So
that should have been
almost
caught.
The first ball should have been caught. Yeah, the big tall figure there of is that Bosch in mid-on?
I believe so.
Yeah, perhaps he could have got to that. Rabada's expression would suggest that he could have got to it. It was a lofted-on drive. It's a nice pick-up, but he didn't get much height, and the jump was only his fingers. He really should have held on to that one. As it is, he sort of tipped it over the bar, and Rabada looks to the heavens. So, bit of a reprieve there for Hetmire. As you say, he had a reprieve against Zimbabwe. This time he covers up, plays defensively, and he's got to give himself a chance to get in here. West Indies on 31 already. We're in the third over, 31 for 1. The loss of captain Shea Hope, who just nicked that ball from Rabada and was caught by de Kock behind the stumps.
De Kock hasn't been particularly useful in this World Cup, has he? Goes to prove that if you're not playing regular cricket, you don't really get very far, do you?
Yeah,
Couldn't agree more with that, Bear. My sentiment entirely. Yeah, once you stop playing regularly, this one is flayed away by Hetmire, but it's well stopped at mid-wicket.
It's caught.
Is that catch?
Yeah.
It is a catch. Hetmire is out. It's actually Maharaj who dived to his left. He was really undemonstrative in the way he took that, but he just sort of dived to his left, plucked it out of the air, plucked it off the ground, I should say. And Hetmire is out, and food for thought for Darren Sammy. Hetmire goes for 2.
Another one bites the dust. I think that is going to be out, Fred. Another one bites the dust.
Well, I haven't bigged him up, Dave. He's failed.
Yeah, he didn't, and he didn't pluck it off the ground. He plucked it straight to him, actually. So
it's bat rolled in his hand a bit.
Yeah,
didn't it?
should have gone to Specsavers for that one. I knew if I mean, not going to make any difference what I say, but I thought I'd big Hetmire up before he was out, because it's too late to big him up after he's out.
Well, indeed.
Sometimes I think they do it just to make us all look like absolute tits.
Thanks, Will.
So it's not on you, Dave. Don't worry about it.
So the new batsman is the ex-West Indies T20 captain, Rovman Powell. He was replaced when Darren Sammy took over as coach. First thing he did was to replace him with Shea Hope as captain, but Powell has kept his place in the team. Hit a good 50 against Zimbabwe in no time at all. So, but can he use these extra overs to get a decent score here? He'll like the pace. He likes the ball coming onto the bat. Interesting stat for you here, guys, that a lot of the wickets in the last match at Ahmedabad were off slower balls. I couldn't help Sam Badri saying that before the start of the match.
Yeah, well, apparently it's an all red soil surface today, so whatever that means. Is that the quicker one, isn't it? The black's the slower one.
Man Powell's got an awesome name. Who makes him sound like he's a spy.
Right-handed Rovman Powell facing his first ball from Rabada. Plays that onto the offside, just into the gap. They go through for a single. That's the end of the third over. So 2 crucial wickets to fall. West Indies with 32 on the board, but the loss of Hope and Hetmire. Will?
Right. The Lord Emperor of Sheffield sends us a super chat, $5.
Nice.
And he says, I will be rude to everyone today because I'm a horrible man and drunk.
Excellent.
He earlier said to me, there will be no tweets because Will physically can't read.
It's feeling rude, is he? Jesus.
So there's feistiness in the J. And then I said to him, I don't need to read, I have others to do it for me. And then he said I was a show-off. And people are now asking Jay what he's drinking. And I think... Oh, we have another super chat from said Grover.
Hold on a second, Will. Let's come back to that. I just want to do this first ball from Ngidi. Outside the off stump, it's sort of dabbed away by Powell, and they get a single. Fire away, Will.
Right, okay, so Jade sends us £2 and says, suddenly feeling calm. Sorry, give it a while.
It's all right, Jay. We know you. We should give the new bowler a jingle too. Fourth bowler.
Domination is the name of the game. In cricket or life, they're both just the same. So go get the guy who can turn the day. Let's play Ngidi.
Ngidi bowls to Brandon King. Plays that pleasantly through the covers. He's found the gap. That's going to go all the way to the extra cover boundary. 4 runs to Brandon King.
Good for him.
4 on the floor, and 1 more 4 than the 4 before. That's what 4's are for, to get funky on the dance floor.
Just going to give a shout out to Ben, who's listening to us. He's working from home today, first time Gorilla listener. Ben, if you're listening now, big shout out to you and Strivenham Cricket Club. That's gone through the extra cover, as I said, for 4. So King looking good today. It's about time gets a score. He's on 17. And Ngidi coming in now, bowling to him outside the off stump. He plays that one away again. He's found the gap. That's going to be 4 more. I hope it's not a replay because it's an identical shot.
No, it wasn't a replay. It was a pretty poor ball, to be fair. Just short wide, got what it deserved.
Bear, these 1-over spells. What do you think about these 1-over spells, Bear?
Well, I think they're just trying to see who's, obviously Rabada bowled really well, so they'll probably give him another. But I think the other 2 got flayed, so they're just trying to switch it around, aren't they?
Yeah, I'd have thought that I'd have
given Marco Jansen another over.
Yeah, and I would have given Rabada another one. He just got to,
Well, he can't. He can't bowl the next over, can he? He just bowled the last over.
Oh, bowled the last. Oh, fair enough. Then. All right. Well,
it's not the 100, you know.
Oh, thank God. Here's Ngidi. Got a decent round up, but a nice delivery stride. Oh, and King has a little play at that outside the off stump. He's gone. He dabbed at that. It was a nothing shot. The ball was just fairly innocuous outside the off stump. Little dab from King. What was he trying to do there? He's just played it straight into the wicketkeeper's gloves. West Indies 41 for 3.
Wow, they got runs, but then a 3rd over and the 4th over, they've lost another wicket. Jesus. I got under though, Dave.
Well, any feeling of disappointment as a West Indies supporter I might have is offset by the news that you've landed another bet on 365. Bear?
Yeah, another under on the fall of a wicket.
Yeah, you can't go far wrong at the moment on that. I'm going to join you, I think. We got Shafane Rutherford coming in now. He's had a pretty decent World Cup as well. Darren Sam is making a few notes in his notebook. A little bit of sympathetic applause for King, but really West Indies would have wanted him to stay in. 3 wickets down, as Bear says, and we're only in the 4th over. Roston Chase, I was surprised he wasn't sent in at first wicket down, because Chase plays the floating role.
Well, he's more capable of staying there and playing that holding role, isn't he? And
exactly.
Well, they need it now. I do think it's kind of fair enough to send him in 5. Ideally, he wouldn't have lost 3 wickets in 4 overs, but it's the nature of T20 cricket. He's got a jingle that goes like this.
Hey, Roston Chase, and what do you get? Cricketer, a village in Somerset. I did some research and well was done. Turned out that he's a man, that son of a gun.
So let's keep up with this. Brandon King was caught to cock there, bowled Nakeet and Ngidi for 21. We previously lost Shea Hope, caught de Kock, bowled Rabada 16. Hetmeyer caught Maharaj, bowled Rabada 2. Wofman Powell, the other not-out batsman. As you say, we're seeing Roston Chase coming in at 5. He plays a floating role. They need him now to stay in. That one's played out onto the leg side. They're probably going to get 2 here. Trust Roston Chase turns that round. Chaser's had a pretty good World Cup. Didn't play in the last match against Zimbabwe. Wasn't room for him in the side. You can't get 12 into the team. Hasn't done anything wrong in this competition. And this time he's been preferred over the left armour Akil Hussain. So the wicket's been shared around, and West Indies will be looking for a partnership here. Otherwise they're going to run out of wickets. I mean, they bat reasonably
deep
far down.
Yeah.
For next in Jason Holder, very capable. Matthew Ford, Romario Shepherd. Outside the off stump, and he's bowled him. That was a nothing shot from Chase. He's dragged it onto his stump. It was a lazy shot from Chase. He didn't really do very much at all. He just sort of went onto the back foot, and it was just chopped onto his stumps in the manner of a village cricketer, I would suggest. Out. Chase is out, clean bowl.
On your bike, mate.
That's what I said, Dave. You can have a bad game. They're ahead of the pack because they won their first game. Someone's got to lose here, and they started out so brightly in that first over with 17 off it, and it's just gone downhill from there, isn't it? I mean,
well, did you have under on that?
I didn't get it in. I thought I'd wait to see if they hit a 4 because they're only offering about 17 runs on the under, which I always think in a power play it's very dicey because, as we saw in the first over, that can be done in 6 balls, no trouble at all. But yeah, I've got 2 out of 4. I didn't get on for Hetmar because, again, I was thinking he's going to hit a couple of 4s and then I'll go under. But hey, Jesus, this isn't looking good, is it?
Well, as I say, it's only a 20 over match, so things can change round. It's not like they've got to survive 50 overs.
Well, look, England won the other day with no one scoring above 23 apart from Harry Brook, who got 100. So, you know, it's true. Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
That's a big apart from.
Well, yeah, but it is a big apart from. But it's the point about T20. I often say in an ODI, I think you need 2 people to make a score. But in T20, if someone gets 100, more than likely you're going to win.
Absolutely. Well,
because everyone else just chipping in 10 or 15 gets you to a competitive score, doesn't it? So
I wouldn't put either of these players into the Harry Brook category. Rutherford's capable of a 60 or 70 probably, but there's no guarantee of that. It's Rodman Powell who faces up to Rabada, and Rabada with the figures of 2 for 3 at the moment. That's played out to deep cover point, and there's a single there. Now, there was a change to the rotor bear. Bennett and I have swapped summary spots, so I'm not sure whether that's still what I'm staying on to summarise.
Are you? I don't know. I mean, I've had so many updates from fucking Tony, and he sends them all on the same email. I can never find the one that he says, I wish he'd just start a new email and say, this is today's rotor, right at the last minute, because I've got one that says me, Ishan and Bennett next.
Apart from that, no complaints, Bear?
There's always complaints, Dave. I'm here every day, basically.
Yeah, Vada bowls, and that's played out to cover. Yeah, Bear, just for the sake of new listeners, Bear is sitting in the studio in Lewisham, very nicely appointed Guerrilla Cricket studio. And those of us who couldn't get there today because we're too far away are, sympathetic. And I understand reinforcements in the shape of Ishan and
Ishan and Arif have arrived. They're eagerly supporting South Africa here for not. Right. Yes, I've heard a big yes, because precisely my point I was saying earlier. I think if they have the West Indies in the last game, they'll fancy their chances, and it'll be in their hands.
Well, there's a couple of runs here. I had a bit of buffering, so I couldn't tell you much about that. That's why I should be in the studio.
Well, it was guided down to backward point where there was a fielder, and they got back for 2, Dave.
Right. So, West Indies, I'm just trying to see Rodman Powell, under 24. That's very tempting for Powell.
I'd say he gets over 24 today. I think these 2 now stick in for the next 5 overs at least, or try
Here's
to.
Rabada. Rutherford is very circumspect, just plays that out into the leg side. Shafane Rutherford from Guyana, he's very good stats in white ball cricket for West Indies, particularly in the ODI format. He's done well.
Well, I think the West Indies have gone off at 10 point whatever it is an over, just dropped below 10 and over, and they're still in the power play. I think they can afford to take 4 overs here, going at 5 or 6 and over, get some balls in, get their eye in, wait for the ball to get a little bit older, and then go again. I don't think they want to go now because they'll risk losing another 2 wickets.
Here's Rabada, and that's played nicely out by Rutherford, but there's a man down at deep, sort of wide cover point boundary, and they just take a single. So West Indies on 47 for 4.
I'm going to be optimistic, Dave. I'm going to go over for the fall of this wicket.
Right, how interesting.
No time. Well, that's because they've lost 4 wickets, but at no point in this tournament have I gone over and actually got one. So, but I'm going to give it a go just because I've got 2 in this morning unders, and I think they're going to stick there.
Is that over 68 there?
68 and a half, yeah. So I need to get them to 69.
Okay, I'm going to join you in that then. And obviously investments can go down as well as up.
Yes.
It's Powell facing Rabada for the last ball of this over. Rabada coming in to bowl to him now. 4 defensive. Powell, studious defensive shot. Rabada 2 overs, 2 for 7. What a great start for him and for South Africa. West Indies, nothing wrong with their run rate, but 4 wickets down for 47 off 5 overs.
Where'd you change?
Will, I think.
Ishan's going to come in and join us. Can you change the screen? Arnav can. You don't know how to do that? Okay, I'm going to teach you when I'm off. Because I need you to do some stuff. I don't know if Arnav can he? Yeah, he can. He doesn't know how to either. Sit down and start talking.
Robert Wilford Poole says, I'm going back to bed. I don't like this start to the West Indies innings. Which Tim Wilton Davis says, I'm going back to bed because I like to have a mid-morning rest. Jay says, don't go Indian on us, thou lads are mint. To which I totally agree. I fucking love the West Indies. They're brilliant.
First ball on the next over. It's defended. Right. Jansen is back into the attack. Okie dokie. Dave, you're Bennett, Dave, I presume, for this
That's
slot.
Correct.
Okay, that's defended out to covers, and there is no wrong. We're joined by Ishan. How are you, mate?
All good. It was fine getting here. I just kind of hope it doesn't rain because I didn't make any arrangements for that.
It might rain later, but I think it's going to be okay.
It did say it was going to rain tomorrow and day after and on Sunday, so I kind of hope it doesn't.
Your ear, this side, is turned over the wrong way around, mate.
Yeah,
you can
it's always kind of been turned around. I just
you just flip it over.
I just went with it.
That one's played square on the offside and there is no run. There you go. Simple, isn't it?
Look, it's been turned over since I've been here. This is my 5th time. It's been turned over. I just went with it.
Okay. No. It's on a swivel. 47 for 4 after 5.2 overs. Good start in some ways, respects for the West Indies.
I was screaming when the first 2 wickets went. I was so scared because I think they were 29 for no loss in the first 2.
Yeah, they went off like a train. Oh,
yes!
He dropped it. He was guided it as Rutherford over the top. Well, there is a sort of third man on the 45 on the edge of the circle. He had it in his hands, it seems.
He was confused as well. He didn't know where it went.
Yeah,
that's the first.
I don't know why.
West Indies are finding some odd ways of attempting to get themselves out. That was another one that was just guided straight to a fielder.
Yeah, it was fingertips, and then Geedy didn't know where it had gone. Indeed.
Yeah, just lost track of the rebound.
I presume your thinking is that West Indies have got to play India, and therefore, if they lose this, then you've got the best chance of going through.
Right? Yeah, but then honestly, I feel like the defeat against South Africa really got my confidence down in India. Like, maybe, I think I've said this before, it wasn't the loss, but the manner of the loss. I feel like we were just so unprepared, out of our depth. And
indeed, driven out to cover by Robin Powell.
At this point, it even feels like, even if we do get into the semis, how likely is it that we'll get into the finals and win after that?
You've only got to play, when you get to the semis, it's basically having 2 good games, isn't it? And you can even have a mediocre one, but because generally the semis can be really cagey affairs.
It can, yeah. And it's like a very young, relatively inexperienced Indian team compared to what it was with Kohli and Rohit in the team. That's where it's a bit booky, I feel. But, well.
Abhishek Sharma has a couple of good games and you probably win it. That one is played into the ground and there is no run. He's had fuck all to do this tournament so far.
Yeah, he scored like 13 runs, I think. How much did he score in that game? Was it 13?
I think that was the only runs he scored.
Yeah. He got out ducked twice. And then
Ishan, how many teams win the World Cup without losing a game en route? Surely that was the time for India to lose a game. It doesn't really affect their chances.
Possibly, yeah. But like I said, I feel like South Africa is a good enough team that a loss won't sting. It's just the manner. Like, I thought that maybe we were more prepared for the game. It just felt like we were so out of our depth against a relatively decent team. And yeah, that's why it kind of just stung a little bit, kind of got my confidence down. But
well, chasing 187 is never easy. You've got to go off hard at the top and make sure you get runs in the power play. That's nicely driven by Rodman Powell. It was very full by Marco Jansen, and he drove that sweetly through the covers for 4 runs. So one of these. I think 6 overs. Having a drink. Very hot out there, one presumes. Over to you.
Oh, we got 2 super chats. Oh wow. We got Jay Grover first with £2 saying, is Ishan wearing a SpongeBob t-shirt? Mint and odd. Yeah, I am wearing a SpongeBob t-shirt.
Nice. Look at that.
And we got Greystoke with $2 as well. Drinking wine and trying to figure out who is AI here.
Who is AI? None of us are AI. I could have done with a couple of AI people when I first got on.
Thanks.
You're in the waiting room, Bear.
I know. Well, I did. As I told you, Dave, normally I set myself up as co-host. Because when I'm in the studio, you can't see people on your other computer, obviously. If you co-host it, you can see who's trying to get in the studio. But because
I understand that, Bear, but you still seem to be like saying that we willfully we're late and let you start on your own. But we were there.
Yeah. Well, I can't get up and start looking once I'm on air. That's the problem. Partly my fault. And I did see you come in, Dave, but then as you said, you left because you couldn't get your camera working. So, well, it is drinks. Give us some more socials if you can.
Yeah, we got one. We got one from Dipen Cheda. Says West Indies lost 4 wickets in the power play phase, which is very damaging in T20. Even though the run rate is still decent, the batting depth is now under pressure. I did think that, but then I think Arnav and I were watching it together here, and we just saw like big hitter after big hitter after big hitter just come. Like, you need like we've talked about this, you need 1, maybe 2 batters to actually work out in a T20 innings for you to have a good score.
1 to get a really big score, 2 to get averaging scores, and you end up at 160, 170, 180. And you're always remember, it's not guaranteed you're going to win with those sorts of scores, but certainly if you get 160 and above, I always think you're in a T20.
And West Indies' bowling is ridiculously good as well. I mean, even a 140 I feel like is defendable for them.
Yeah, it is. I think the South Africa side would chase down a 140.
They will, 100%.
But 160, I think you're in the game, even against this lot with the bowling attack they got. Shamar Joseph has looked rapid in this World Cup.
For me, Bear, the pick of the bowlers has been Moti.
Moti, I was just about to come on to him. He is a quality bowler, yeah.
Oh, we got another super chat. Jay Grover again with £2 says, the loneliness of the long distance bear.
Well, yeah. I've got to take my daughter to the bloody dentist at 11:30. Leave you 2 in charge of the studio, by the way.
Hey, well, if we burn the studio down, at least you know that we didn't cause it.
There's no insurance, don't do that.
Well, we got Dipen Cheda again saying all 4 wickets have fallen on prime numbered scores. Nearly another at 47 too. That's interesting, actually.
Interesting.
Arnav liked it, I know.
End of the power play. We've now got 4 fielders out, 5 fielders out. Rutherford is going to face up, and Corbin Bosch is going to come into attack. They're going pace this morning, and he's got a jingle that goes like this.
Big smash, Bosch, Corbin ain't never give a fuck. You want to step to him, motherfucker, come try your luck. You can never hit him off his line. Slam in the bat, he's fucking fine. Bosch.
Nice. He bowled quite well against whoever they beat. Oh, it was India, wasn't it? He got a few wickets against them, didn't he?
Probably. Honestly, that game is such a trauma in my head at this point. I've forgotten everything about it.
Well, I'm sure you'll do well against Zimbabwe this afternoon. That one's smashed out behind square by Rutherford. They should get back for 2. And they do.
That 68's still looking a long way off there, isn't it? They're not making much.
Well, no, but that's what I mean. I think they just stick in for 4 or 5 overs, get some balls under their belt. You've got time to accelerate again at the end, and they, haven't got to 50. If they can get another 50 in the next 8 overs, which is 48 balls, so it's only run a ball, isn't it? Just over. Puts them on 106, 107.
And then you can see them making.
And then you've got the last, exactly that. Well, he smashed that one a long way.
That's gone.
Not taking any notice of what I'm saying. Rutherford has just picked that one up and plonked it over square leg for one of these.
At this point, get Bear on the plane. We need a new West Indies coach. He's not happy with that 6.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying, Dave? I mean, if you've got 6, if you've got 7 overs left with what's left in the West Indian batting lineup, and you've only 4 overs down, 4 wickets down, you've got basically 6 wickets, 7 overs. Everyone can then go again, and it's a fair few of them are big hitters, so they could still get themselves 160, 170, 180. He's done it again.
No!
But this time
It's
gone straight up in the air. He's walking.
He's
off.
walking already. Woo!
Well, the overs don't go over is the lesson of that one, isn't it? Shafane Rutherford has tried it again. Got a big top edge. It's gone straight up in the air. And we have to say goodbye to Shafane Rutherford. Not taking any notice of me.
Well, he should have done. He should have taken notice of
Yeah, there's no need to play that shot.
Oh, we got another super chat from Jay. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, carry on.
Yeah,
Super
so
chat's
Jay Grover
priority.
again with the £2. Honestly, Jay, before reading this chat out, if you have any extra money, I'm a student and I could need some. I will send my bank details over to you, please. So we got Jay Grover saying if the studio burns down, I'm blaming Modi. I'm blaming Modi too.
Yeah.
Just because it's funny and it's easy to do that.
Well, West Indies fall to 60 for 5, and out comes. Here's a man who scored 200 against England in a Test match.
Jason Holder. Jason Holder.
Yeah, brave man who goes over on this next partnership there, but I think it's going to be around the 80 mark. But yeah, Jason Holder has shown that he's in good form with the bat in this tournament. He's played some big shots. Hasn't had this many overs to deal with though. So he's, as Bear reminded us, he's capable of a decent long innings. But can he curb his instincts to because West Indies have been doing well with their 6-hitting mode, but on this track, ball being held back, a lot of slower balls. Rutherford there, he just had hit that big 6. He could have tempered his next shot, but he went for it again and paid the price.
Indeed he did. Well, you're right, the margin is 80.5. The run line currently, interestingly, is still 160.5. I'm tempted to go under that. Defended by Jason Holder, back to the bowler, and there is no run.
I think that's very shrewd, that Bear.
Because if they lose another wicket, they're in serious trouble here. They could collapse for 130, 110 even,
Yeah, even Dipin says the same thing in the comments, saying next wicket decides everything. If Powell gets out, then the innings may collapse quickly. That is true.
Well, yeah. Always possible in a T20, as we know,
It's what sucks though. You still can't count them out because you know that both of the current batters have the capability to take the innings till the end of it, or at least make a decent amount of runs on the board. But
yeah, you've also got with Shepherd and even Moti can, they're both very.
Yeah, but you wouldn't expect them to last long, would you? That's the thing. If they're coming in early, you wouldn't think so.
Absolutely.
And that will be the problem for the West Indies. They can't really afford to do it. I mean, if I was South Africa now, I'd probably go with the faster bowlers now. Try and force the mistake and get the extra wicket. And they've got 3 fast bowlers in. Well, they've got 4 of them. They've got Bosch, Janssen, Rabada, and Ngidi. That one is outside. That's a horrible fish by Jason Holder. Through to the keeper, and there is no run.
I mean, the run rate is still pretty good. It's 8.57, so they've got that to in the bank.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If they're sensible, they can stick in, but it's whether they can or not. Another break. Give some socials.
yeah, so we got Jay Grover saying no more super chats. I must pace it. Well, we tried. We got Tim Wilson Davies saying Green Party used a picture of Starmer shaking hands with Modi at today's by-election.
Ooh, yeah, Modi's. My opinion of Modi is not hard.
Best kept to yourself.
Yeah, let's put it that way.
We got Greystoke again with not to mention super chats are a microcosm of a nanny state.
Ooh,
Interesting.
Interesting.
We got Jack Rover responding to that saying, I'm willing to expand that metaphor.
Yeah. Well, Cam Marcharaj, who went for 17 in the first over today as they attempted spin in the first over. That didn't really work. But he's back now. Bowling to Rodman Powell. Left arm round. Ooh. Goes on with the arm. And Powell plays out to cover. And there is no run. Rodman Powell scored 100 against England, didn't he, in the T20? Is that right? A long time ago on one of his first
Can't
games?
remember that, Bear, but it's possible. I don't think so. But
it was a high score. I remember him battering us about the park. I know that much. It might not have been 100, but it was a high score. That one is played down towards long on for a single.
Yeah, I was checking out his high score. It was surprisingly low. So I don't think it was in a T20. So
I'm sure it was a T20.
Check that. I'm going to check that out for you, Bear, while we talk. Rothman Powell is T20. Yes, indeed, he did score on 107. You're absolutely right.
Was it against
there.
England, yeah?
On that, I'm going to try and find out in a moment.
That was clipped up towards wide long on again for a single. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing him batter us to all parts of the ground. When I was after England had won the one day.
Right.
It must have been the series in COVID series or something like that. I don't know. Maharaj tosses that one up on leg stump. Again, it's played up towards long on. We'll get another single. Holder will be on strike. 9 off 10 for Powell. Holder's just got the 1 off the 4 balls he's faced. Run rate has dropped from over, 17 after the first over to 8.22. Tossed up. Gone long. Oh, has he got enough on that? Yeah, he has.
He's right in the spot.
Easily enough. Sometimes the camera angle, because of the flattening of the screen, you sometimes think, oh, he's skewed that in the air. It's going to hit over long off for 6. Jason Holder.
Yeah, bowled it right in the slot there.
Yeah.
Outside the off stump as well, just about. Quite easy for him to hit it as well.
Yeah. I mean, this is it. You got
Decent shot by.
Well, you got bowl different length to him, isn't it? If you want, if you want to put it out of reach, you have got to bowl it a lot shorter. Ooh. That one slides onto his pads. They think about a 2, but then they are not going to make it. The Vault Brevis comes in from the outfield. It'll just be a single. End of the 8th over to you, Ishan, 70 for 5.
Oh, we got Kiriak Oz. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced the name. Saying, I was supporting Windies until that last wicket, but now I've decided that if they don't care, why should I?
Well,
go on.
I know. I mean, I'm still supporting them. I
think they do care. It's just the they would care less.
Well,
they do care.
Making it hard for us. Oh, we got a super chat as well by Eric, saying, and they say we're all tight in Yorkshire.
Not all.
Not everyone.
Tight.
No. Interesting.
But Yorkshire does think it's God's own country, doesn't it? You know.
Yeah, we got Ghost Rider as well saying it's not like the bowling has been anything special here. The Windies batting has been utter shite so far.
Often away in T20, isn't it? It's not necessarily the bowling; it's the shots you choose. You know, you can't always get them right. And Geedy is back into the attack. Holder goes right across his stumps, works that into the leg side. They think about 1, but. Robin Powell didn't seem interested, turned his back on Holder as soon as he got to the other end, and there's only 1. But these guys need to take it deep now. Who's in next? Is it?
Next we got. Well, I think Shepherd will come in next. Romario Shepherd,
and he's a hitter at the end. You know, you don't want him in until the 16th over, surely, really. Which means they got to go another 8.
You think they'll last though without a wicket going down?
Well, if they're sensible, they could do. You know, that's what I was saying about the previous wicket. That one's hit.
Oh no, that's gone.
Well, you say that, and then what happens? Rodman Powell just slapped one straight to cover. There's oodles of space either side of the Walt Brevis at cover, but Rodman Powell just leaned back and crashed it. It's probably too close to cut. Probably needed a straight face of the bat. Probably needed it into the ground, but nope.
I need to be talking a lot more.
Yeah, he just smashed it aerially straight to cover, and that is the 6th wicket. This could be trouble for the West Indies now.
Another one bites the dust. I think that is going to be out, Fred. Another one bites the dust.
See the test match.
He could have put that one anywhere, and he's drilled it straight to extra cover.
See, a test match batsman would have gone on the back foot, punched it with a straight bat into the ground. So
yeah,
if
he
he'd gone
didn't
to the
move
fielder,
much.
He wouldn't have been out.
Didn't move much, did he? It hit him right. It hit right below the sticker. that kind of.
Well, that's it, isn't it? Because you're trying to cut it from really close to the stump, so the face is open and it stays aerial. Whereas if you're, Joe Root would have gone back and punched that like that, opened the face and run it down the third man. Or if it had gone out in that direction, it would have gone along the deck. But it just doesn't happen in T20 because everyone's trying to hit the boundary.
They've sent in Matthew Ford in front of Shepherd. I mean, Ford's a little bit more conventional player. He is an all-rounder. Let's check out his stats because he's not as aggressive a player as Shepherd, but obviously think that he might just be able to support averages. What's he? T20s averaging 17, highest score of only 29, unbeaten, and so he's still early on in his career. If you look at all his T20s, he's got a high score of 52, an average of 16.
Okay, well here's his jingle.
When he forecasts the results of the last 3 seasons, Ford was chosen as one of the team's mediums.
Well, he faces up to Ngidi and flashes at one
Oh,
wide
dear.
of his off stump. It's a tempter.
Yeah,
from
they're
Ngidi.
still trying to.
They're still trying to knock the ball out of the ground.
Or get out.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if you feed a ball that you think you should hit, when you're bowling at 80 odd miles an hour, I guess you don't have a lot of time to think about it. You think, oh, that's short, that's wide, bang. And then, but that ball to Robin Powell wasn't short and it wasn't wide. It was short-ish, but it wasn't wide at all.
They need to know which to hit and which not to hit, but they're trying to seemingly hit everything.
I mean, he's hit it from pretty much off stump, trying to carve it out through the offside. It's, there's a lot against there. That one's into the stumps, driven nicely by Ford, but only as far as deep cover. Who I think is Rabada. And it'll be
These two teams
1-1.
met, of course, in a bilateral bet just before the World Cup. And okay, West Indies didn't have a full-strength team, but they got pulverised by South Africa. South Africa beat them really easily. So,
well,
yeah,
you wonder if that's a hangover from that. Well, I mean, the two teams who go through from this side of the tournament, I mean, this is the stronger group, one thinks. Although England, they've not done it convincingly, but they're getting there. And I think that holds in good stead for the rest of the tournament. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Oh, that's a tempted cut by Holder. Again, it's probably too close for that shot, maybe a bit too full. Misses it, goes through to the keeper, and there's no run. I think England have done well in the fact that they've had a lot of close games, and they've come through all of them. So they'll have belief when they go into the latter stages of the tournament, even if they're in a not great position, that they can pull it off.
No, but the question then comes against a team that's better than them, if they'll be able to do that or what.
Well, yes, it does, but
because they've collapsed against teams that are much worse than
yeah,
them
and
as
they've
well.
got themselves out of the scrape, and that's
Yeah.
my point. They'll believe that they can, whatever position they're in. That's cut, but to the man at backward point, there's no run. End of the over, 9 done, 72 for 6. Over to you, Ashin.
We got a few people talking about who their favourites are. People talking about the England qualification as well. And also people like Shushain saying West Indies back to regular service. Well, do you think it's a hangover after the Zimbabwe game?
No, I just think it's T20. They went out with intent, got it a little bit wrong. England would carry on with the intent they often do, and then we slate them for, why are you giving your wickets away? But it's T20. I just think that, in a World Cup, it's slightly different to playing in a franchise competition. I mean, I guess in franchise competitions, you go hard pretty much the whole bloody time, right?
Yeah.
Because you have so many
domestic
games.
cricket there.
Well, exactly, but it doesn't matter if you lose so much in a franchise, does it? Because you play so many games that it's all about a table and getting somewhere in the end. You basically play hard the whole time, and you try and get it together, and you try and hit sixes and get big scores, and you do that. And if you lose, it's we lost. We got another chance next week. But in a World Cup, that doesn't happen, does it? Tried to play with a full face of the bat, Holder forcing it out through the offside, beating on the outside edge. Marco Janssen back in.
I can't think of too many franchises with a stronger bowling attack as South Africa's.
No.
This is an international, surely it's a higher level. It's an international game.
Well, it is, but I just think a lot of these players play so much franchise that they're used to losing as well as winning, Dave.
Oh, I see.
Maybe they just focus on the moment instead of focusing on the tournament. Yeah.
Jansen in. That's pulled. Aerial, but there is no one at deep. Long on is up. So that's swung over the leg side, and it's 4 runs.
1, 2, 3, go!
I think that was a low risk shot, actually. That was well placed by Ford, because I've obviously been given instructions to stay with Holder, but if it's there to be hit, that one was, and he put it away nicely.
And he knew no one was out and deep on the leg side, so
I think he just bolted a bit. I think he wanted to bowl it a bit more to the offside, so that he doesn't pull it over the short fielders on this side.
Putting it from further outside his off stump. Yeah.
Did that nick?
No,
I feel like the ball just had a weird movement.
Maybe off the deck, but that was a good ball beaten on the outside edge forward. And there is no.
And Jansen would be one of the more impressive bowlers we've seen in this World Cup.
I think they're saying he's top wicket taker, isn't he? 13 now?
No, that was Van Schalkwyk.
Oh, right, okay.
It's surprising though. It's been like a while since the Super 8 started, and Van Schalkwyk is still on top.
Well, he got
13 wickets.
Yeah, he got a 5-er, didn't he? And a couple of 4-ers.
Oh, yeah, he did. That is true.
That's pulled. Oh, he's got all of that, I think. Certainly has. Into the stands. Matthew Ford is giving it some. That's gone into the stands over Cow for 6 runs.
Exciting young player, Matthew Ford. He was in the West Indies under-19 World Cup team, and he's only 23, but he's rated very highly. Sort of good cricket brain, and trains hard. Good prospect for West Indies.
Oh, he's giving us some chat back to Marco Jansen there.
Quite right too. Jansen's giving him the full stare.
Talk now, Marco.
Now talk now, Viv.
Ford facing up, Marco Jansen. That's full. I think slightly slower delivery. He presses forward and defends it out to the offside.
You think he has that maturity that is needed, especially in a young team, like a team at least on the rebuild, you'd say?
Well, you can't expect him to have that, like instant experience, but yeah, he's got what it takes, and the way he's bowled in this competition, he's had very good economy rate, and he's a really valued member of the team. Yeah, I think he has. He's got what it takes.
Is he in the test side? He was for a while, wasn't he? Short down the leg. Is he going to be giving us a wide?
Yeah, played a couple of tests.
No,
so
I don't think so.
I'm leaving you now, but I'm back on for the 15th over of the second innings. Tony's given me a long break.
Okay, well, it's supposed to be Bennett. Hello, Bennett.
Hello.
Arnav's coming in. No, Will's coming in. Oh, no, Arnav's coming in. So, Arnav, you have to come in here and do the jingles, mate. Bennett is going to do your ball by ball, and Will is going to do your socials.
Might read one last comment before
you do that.
We got Kyriakos again saying, sometimes getting through unconvincingly is okay. Multiple players have the opportunity to step up and they learn things like Australia did in the last ODI World Cup.
Right, thank you guys. Hello everybody. Greetings wherever you are. Hello Will. Great to see you, and wherever you're listening from, get your seat belts on. We're in for a treat here. West Indies. Hello Arnav, how are you? Good to see you in the studio. You okay?
Morning. Yeah, all good.
Fantastic. Greetings to all of you. It's been the South Africa show here. The South Africa fast men have certainly put the brakes on the speedsters from the West Indies. It's been a great performance here by their bowling attack. This one's outside the off stump. Jason Holder glides this one rather to the third man area for a single. Interesting today how West Indies have unfolded, Arnav.
Absolutely. I think if you look at the last 3 or 4 wickets, they've lost all of them just after they've hit a big shot, whether it was a 4 or a 6, and I think that's a bit irresponsible considering the stage of the tournament they are in. But
do you reckon it's good bowling or rather reckless batting? Hold that thought as Bosch comes in. This one short, and what a beautiful shot by Matthew Ford, but he didn't get hold of that.
I think
he played it straight into the hands of the deep square leg fielder there who kept running. He didn't get hold of it. He played it nicely, but he didn't get the elevation and the legs as I thought he did. And Ford, who was looking good, again like Arnav described, being reckless on this occasion, and it brings the downfall of the West Indies. Another wicket goes. The good-looking Matthew Ford, in terms of how he was playing, caught Rickleton off the bowling of Bosch.
Another one bites the dust. I think that is going to be out, Fred. Another one bites the dust.
Yeah, I think, Bennett, you just answered your own question. You asked me whether it's the bowlers or the batters. Well, it's just reckless shots, as you can see. There was no need to loft it up like that on the leg side. You could have just tapped it into the gap for probably a single or a couple.
Exactly. It's just understanding and sussing the situation, isn't it? I mean, true, they like to hit the ball hard, appreciate that's the game in the Caribbean, but it's just understanding the pressure of the game. They have 6 wickets down. He was looking good. However, it's the entrance of the great shepherd, Mario Shepherd. Have you got anything for him?
Yep.
This young man is nothing but a brute of power, just like many of the other West Indian batters ahead of him. This partnership will be key, Arnav, to how the West Indies will move from here.
Absolutely. I think Mario Shepherd has a big role with the bat and later with the ball in hand.
It's Bosch comes in, bowls this once again. He nicely moves across the stumps, riskily though, because that anything missed there would have resulted in the stumps being exposed, and picks up a single. Mario Shepherd, he can hit the long ball. He is indeed a powerful strike, and so are the others gone ahead of him. The West Indies making a tactical change, bringing in Roston Chase, just dropping Akil Hussain. But Roston Chase had a lovely role to play today because he's a bit of a, he likes to hang in there, doesn't he, Arnav? But he missed the opportunity.
Yeah, after this ball.
Bosch comes in short, and Shepherd didn't know much about that. He was trying to duck underneath that, but got hit on the helmet. The umpire's calling out for some help from the physio. In the meantime, Arnav, go for it.
Yeah, I was just saying, Roston Chase, he's a proper test player, so probably seeing a bit of that side of his in today's match, but it's a good change in terms of dropping Akil Hussain, I feel, because Chase can offer that different angle while bowling as well with his height.
He does, and he bowled really well, I thought, when they brought him in that game where he put the brakes on. He bowled within himself and didn't have a lot of maturity and tactical acumen to do that. But I was expecting him to play a bigger role. He was unfortunately bowled by the bowlers. Just in case you're wondering what happened today, this is an all-important game in the first group. South Africa winning the toss and choosing to field. They went with an unchanged side, and the scores for you: Brandon King was out for 21, Shea Hope for 16. They had a good opening stand before the wickets began to tumble. Shimron Hetmeyer was the next man in. He was out for 2. Robin Powell was off to a brute of a shot, beautifully taken by Brevis for 9. Roston Chase was cleaned up by Nigidi. Sheffield Rathford was out for 12. He was given a life. However, as Bosch comes in, bowls this one short. Shepherd on the back foot tucks it away stylishly towards the deep square leg area, and the batters go through for a single. A great disciplined bowling here.
Two runs actually. They ran well there.
Apologies. Yeah, they ran well. I thought there was one.
Yeah,
good running.
Quite quick.
Yes, indeed. Good disciplined bowling by the bowlers, Arnav.
Yeah, I think they've just stuck to the plans of being accurate with line and length. In fact, today it's surprising. Ngidi hasn't been bowling too many slow balls today. He's been pace on throughout, on the contrary to what he was doing against India. And it's still got him some wickets, so their plans are working.
3 for 13, and I think that the 2 fast men were the main destroyers on the back foot, and nicely played by Shepherd, pushing it towards the deep extra cover point area, and the batters go through for a single at the end of over number 11. 86 for 7 being put into bat. What have you got, Will?
We've got a super chat from Jay. It's £2, and he says Bennett plus cravat equals mint, which I completely agree with.
Bennett plus what?
Cravat.
No idea.
Because it looks like a little bit like you've got a cravat on.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I'm just going to jingle that super chat up real quick.
Thank you, Grover.
Super chat. No shipping, unlike the bucket hat.
Thank you, Jason. Sorry, Will. We've got to get into this. We'll come back. Thank you, Jason Grover. You're always a pleasure. You always interact and engage. And for the others who are watching, listening, keep those super chats coming in. Nevertheless, keep those chats coming in too. We'd like to know what your thoughts and views are on this all-important game. The next one, over pitch, driven to the extra cover area. No chance of a run. 86 for 7. They've still got a long way to go. West Indies and South Africa, we all know what a star-studded, power-packed batting unit that they have. The spinners have still not been brought down to the attack. This one's on the leg stump, but he moved into the line there. So lucky that it wasn't called a wide as Shepherd moved into the line of the ball. Arnav, the spinners not yet come into action here, except for Keshav Maharaj's 2 overs right at the up front.
I think once they saw, I think he went for 17 runs, didn't he? I think once Markram saw that, and obviously this is a very two-paced pitch here at Ahmedabad as we've seen, so it makes sense to go with the pace.
Indeed. As Rabada bowls, this one's outside the off stump on a good length, pushed stylishly by Shepherd into the deep cover area, and the batters go through for a single. Yes, I think they will do well to make sure the wickets are intact, keep the run rate moving along steadily, keep the scoreboard ticking, rotating the strike Arnav.
Absolutely, and I think also that West Indies will take a lesson or two from this innings, and they probably won't bowl their spinners at all for the first 8 overs, I would say.
But they only have Keshav Maharaj, don't they? There's no other spinner in the team.
No, I mean, when West Indies come out to bowl, they'll take a lesson or two from this innings, and then they won't bowl, who do they have? Moti and Chase.
Moti and Chase, yes. Rabada bowls over pitch, driven on the onside towards the long on area, and the batters go through for a single. I like Moti. I think he's a very shrewd contriver. He's quite difficult to get away, quite deceptive. They've got Chase as well, who can bowl. Bit of spin. Again, this is more of a fast men's track, I think, as you described it, Arnav. Is it right?
Yep.
Ahmedabad? Okay.
Two-paced, yeah.
Two-paced, unlike the track we saw yesterday in Sri Lanka, where we saw the spinners having a party. Russian Ravindra taking 4 wickets. Slow ball, it ballooned up to him on a fuller length. Did well to get bat on ball. He might have wanted a little bit more on that to beat the fielder. But they get 1 in the process. A full delivery there. Rabada with his tail up. Rabada and Digidi have made inroads into this power-packed, star-studded West Indies lineup. And these 2 batters usually come in towards the end of the innings, have been entrusted with the more responsible longer haul role. This one's on Midland leg. On Holder goes on the back foot and nudges this one towards mid wicket to get a single. Holder on 12, Shepherd on 5, 90 for 7 off 12. Will, what have we got, Will?
Lucky Singh says that was 69 to 76 meters in terms of the boundaries, I think. Then Roshant Kishan says, gents, what are the chances of a team other than India winning the tournament? I am not an Indian fan.
Quite high. I don't know the exact odds, but currently India are nowhere in the top 4 favourites, I would say. People are not even considering them as a team to reach the semi-finals as of now. But as well, the way this game is going, I think the chances of them making the semis are increasing.
Indeed. Yeah, this one's on the back foot. Pushes this one to Maharaj, who is the new bowler in. He's just been brought back into the attack. The first 2 overs yielding 27. If you have a jingle for him, please.
Yeah, sure.
Arnav. As Maharaj bowls, this one's quicker, darted in. He doesn't spin the ball much. Clever, shrewd operator he is. Pulled away towards the deep area.
There's a bowler there from South Africa. Started out bowling pace, but he made the switch.
So if you're wondering what's going on with the tables then, is West Indies and South Africa leading in Group 1 as Maharaj bowls. This one short on the back foot, pushed into the long on area for a single. India and Zimbabwe have yet to open their account. India losing the one game and Zimbabwe also losing their one game. But if South Africa win, South Africa beat West Indies by a higher margin, India do have a chance. Yeah, this one's over pitch, looking for a hoik. Jason Holder being enticed by that, but not getting bat on ball. Is eyeing that mid-wicket area. We know what long levers that he has, and no run there. So India will be hoping that South Africa upset West Indies with a large margin, Arnav.
Yeah,
What's the
absolutely.
thought, please? It's Maharaj Bose shot, and on the back foot slices this one upishly past the diving cover point. It was aerial, but the fielder there on the occasion couldn't get hands onto the ball. It goes past the outstretched hands for a boundary.
With the super shatter, super shatter, super shatter, super shatter, super shatter, rocker, super shatter.
It was way outside the reach of the diving. Even Jonty Rhodes may have had a fingertip to that. Now this one's short on the back foot, goes Holder, pushes this one into the deep mid-wicket area. They think of the second but decide against it. End of over number 13, 97 for 7. Will.
Right, so Jay says I can see England absolutely viewing it, so I think he's meaning they're going to absolutely screw up. Then Greystoke asks, where's the final? I don't think they've actually announced
Here,
it
it's
yet.
in Ahmedabad.
Have they announced it? For sure.
I think so. Yesterday, yeah. After the semis tickets also went for sale yesterday because Pakistan were eliminated. So.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. And then Shining Knight says Holder can carry them to the end. The only thing is whether he'll be left stranded. And then Jay says to Greystoke, they've just described the country. And Dipton says, Dear South Africa, you've been perfect. Can you please also chase down the target in 10 to 12 overs?
Sorry, Will. Wrong. New over beginning here is Nigdi, who's come back. He's been a wicket taker, hasn't he, Arnav? He comes on and he's has the ability to take wickets.
Well, I would still say the 2 wickets in his first over were gifts. Bit of, the inside edge, playing it onto the stumps, and then the catch to Brevis. As I said, he's not used his special delivery, which is a slow ball, so he's not done something extraordinary. The batsmen have just not been good enough.
But some bowlers I have seen in the past, they have this uncanny habit of being labelled as wicket takers even for mediocre balls, and Nigdi is one of them. This one's slower. I think he has a slower ball, and he's lofted this one high and right into the skies here, over the long off area, long and wide for the first 6 in some time for Murray Shepherd.
Let's talk about 6. Let's talk about 6. Let's talk about 6.
That's the slower ball that Anna was talking about, which he didn't actually bowl previously, but Murray Shepherd was equal to the task, and this should give him some confidence. The young man who's got brute of power of an ox. He can thump the ball to any part of the ground. This should give him some momentum. 12 off 10 is Murray Shepherd. Holder 19 of 18. They're looking to steady the ship that was about to sink, and they will soon be launching their attack. And Nigdi, what can he do? As Shepherd watches carefully, looking for Nigdi as he comes right arm over the wicket. Goes the shortest delivery outside the off stump. We're looking to glide this one. Didn't get bat on ball. So from here on out, what should be the West Indies looking at from a realistic point of view?
I think instead of looking at a score, the target should be just finish the innings with these two. Because if they stay out, they can easily get to 160, 170. They have the power, they have the poise to hit the sixes. So just stay there.
And I think the teams that are going to be doing well as the tournament progresses are the ones that are going to be testing all the different aspects of their team, what they can do in different situations. We saw how Sri Lanka unfolded yesterday, but that was a familiar side. Short on the back foot goes Shepherd. Pulls this one towards the deep wicket area. The batters go through for a single. Whilst yesterday New Zealand showed how, but after being 84 for 6 in the 13th over, they still can come back and score some runs with the 7th and 8th sort of batters there.
Yep.
Santana and the new boy, what was his name again? Cole.
Yeah, Santana Cole. Really
Yeah.
good partnership and some good shots, and yeah, they just did the
really
same.
showed that. So again, this is where the team strength, the depth of their skill level, not just being a batter or a bowler or a wicket keeper. It's just that's a beautiful
Ooh,
shot
what a
by
shot.
Holder outside the off stump, and Nigiri giving himself room and paying the price. On the back foot goes Holder, rockets on the back foot and slaps this one past the cover point area for another boundary.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
So 6 and a boundary in that over on off, slowly building some momentum.
Absolutely. They would target at least one boundary each over from now, and they've already got 2 in this over, as you said. So
Yeah.
maybe just a single right now to retain strike for the next over.
Good point.
Probably Bosch coming back for the next over, I think.
12 runs taken off this over, and I think the key is, if you notice the last few overs when they lost, because these two have been rotating the strike, the single, the odd 2, not going for any glorious shots. They seem to have got their head on their shoulder. Holder is an experienced campaigner. Captain West Indies at a very early, young age and young stage of his career. This one's, just as we were saying, this one's outside the off stump, and a casual looking shot by Holder. He dropped him.
I think it bumped, didn't it?
It ballooned off there. It was up in the air for some time. Maharaj, the fielder there, we're not able to see the images, and that is the end of the over. We'll come back to that in a second. Will, if you don't mind, can come back.
So you're getting a lot of love on socials, Bennett. Shining Knight says, I love Bennett ball by ball, and then a bit later he says just another Bennett love post, and Jay informs me that I completely got the wrong end of the stick with what he was trying to say. He was saying that England are gonna smash it, so I was wrong. Don't listen to me, I'm an idiot. And then he says, Will for White House press secretary, to which I say, yes, I would leak all of the documents to have the orange one put away forever.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for those comments coming in, and thank you to Shining Armor Knight, who you are. Thank you for the comments. It's good to feel appreciated. We are trying our best to get. I think it's drinks break now.
Yep.
But we haven't still seen the clip of what happened, so we're assuming that was a.
I hope he's
catch.
okay, because he was holding his ankle towards the end before we went to the break. So I hope he's okay.
Indeed, yeah, that's the danger, and I think that it was a possible chance from looking at the reaction of the bowler. But coming back to the topic of the Will, if you don't mind, you can jump in as well. The tournament, the table, and how this is placed. So, is it fair to assume, guys, that England and New Zealand are through now from Group 2?
You'd think so, yeah.
Does Pakistan have any chance of coming
I
back?
think not really an outright chance, but the way they've been capitulating, I think Pakistan will have some hope from that game. Even if they don't qualify, I think they'll look to make a statement with a win, Pakistan, or even Sri Lanka before going out, honestly, because
yeah, but from point of view of the top 2, I think England and New Zealand looking rather sturdy and looking in a commanding position. New Zealand looked a side that had something to prove, and I like the way New Zealand always end up thereabouts in big tournaments. They're in the semis or finals. They're always those lovely little nation who play with a lot of pride and passion. I like to see them doing well. Whereas England, I think, I don't know, correct me or have your views on that. Listeners chip in as well. I think England by far have the best team in the tournament if they click.
No, I disagree.
Bennett,
I think it's
Arnav, India's still 7-4 favourites with the bookmakers. Just chipping that in.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you,
That's
David.
nice.
Interesting. So hold that thought, guys. We're having a lot of chat on this, which is great. Maharaj, thank you, David Brook. The Bible, the cricket's Bible in the background, keeping an eye on what we're doing. Here we are on the back foot goes Mario Shepherd. It's Maharaj who had a injury scare earlier on. We're just watching what happened here. That was
it was a catch.
It was a catch. And it just ballooned in the air. He had time to get underneath that, but he misjudged that. It was a dropped opportunity off Holder.
That's
And
six.
this is the Maharaj. What a shot outside the off stump. And Shepherd just shepherds that ball, but wide and long over the extra cover area for a 6. You got a jingle?
2 6s in a row. 2 6s in a
Oh,
row.
I got the wrong jingle, but
No problem.
Still 6.
Mario Shepherd, that's the 6 of the second ball on the back foot. Again, they're doing well, rotating the strike, not going for the glory shots in a row, but on the back foot, pushing this one towards the mid-wicket area, and they go through for a single. 116 for 7. This partnership 33 off 25. They're looking to break free with the Queen. I want to break free. They're both looking already off the blocks. What can they do? Jason Holder is on strike, and he comes dancing down the track with his dancing shoes on. Didn't get the elevation. However, he hits it hard into the ground onto the long on area, and the batters go through for a single. Jason Holder, experienced campaigner, a lot rests on him to get this innings to some respectability. They have done so far. The last 5 overs, the run rate has slowly but surely picked up. Watchfully on the back foot goes Shepherd, plays it back to the bowler, and there is no chance of a run. The current run rate is 7.97, and the last 5 overs they scored around 8.2. On the back foot goes Shepherd, pushes this one towards the long on area, and the batters have ample time to go through for a single. It's over number 15 gone. It's time for a change, ladies and gentlemen, as we wait for the next set of commentators to come in. Thank you, Will and Anna. Will, have you got anything in parting?
No, I was just going to say we're kind of roughly at, for whoever's doing socials, I'm kind of just where Musical Jess says, Will, what's your fabulous penguin fact of the day? Penguin fact, they are in cahoots with oil companies and are melting Greenland.
Who's that? What?
Let's go with that.
Okay.
I'm just making up random penguin facts.
No problem. Thank you, Will. Hello, Bear.
Are you David Brooks for this one then, Bennett?
Indeed. We did a swap.
Right, okay, fair enough. Bosch is in. Big heave-ho by Romario Shepherd. Misses it through the keeper, and there's no run. Where do you think this ends up, Bennett?
Well, I think West Indies are going to put up a fight. I'd like to see them scoring another 40 to 50 runs in the next 5 overs, Bear. How about you?
40 and no more. I think I went under 158 and a half. So.
Do you want South Africa to win?
No,
he wants his bet to win.
I want my bet to win. Exactly that.
Yeah. I don't like India to get into the last 4. Sorry, guys.
No, I know.
Sorry, Arnav.
It all depends whether these two make it towards the end, doesn't it? I mean, that's a good strike. That's gone a long way back into the crowd. 6 runs for Shepherd. Picked that one up off a length. Smashed it over cow corner. 6 runs.
Absolute power, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Six. Let's talk about 6. Let's talk about 6.
Root of power this boy has. He's demonstrated that in the last few shots. Mighty hit.
Sorry, just want to slide a fact in there. I think we haven't had semi-finals at the T20 World Cup since its advent. That there's not been an Asian team. So if India don't qualify, it will be the first time ever that there's no Asian team in the semis.
Right. That'd be interesting. I think
not a bad thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter who wins this game, really. I mean, if South Africa win, you expect them to beat Zimbabwe. That was thrown up outside off stump, full and wide. Shepherd tries to angle it down to third man, but gets nothing on it, and there's no run. And then it becomes probably a straight shootout, you imagine, between India and the West Indies for the other spot. And might go down to net run rate. Of course, their net run rate.
Net run rate, that's the key
It's
there, right?
what is India's? Minus 3.4?
Minus 3 point something,
Minus 3.5.
So they really need to hammer Zimbabwe today to get it back up. Presumably they'll bowl first and then try and chase it down, and if they win the toss and try and chase it down in super quick time, would be the obvious way to go. That's full again and underneath the bat of Romario Shepherd. Good comeback, considering he got hit for 6 off the first ball. 2 dots following it.
I think they were nicely rotating the strike previously. Mario Shepherd should not lose his focus. Should rotate the strike, not go for the glory shot. Still got 4 overs to go. West Indies. So a 6 and 2 dot balls are not really great in this stage of the game.
No. You want to be getting singles when this is it. If you
3 dot ball, sorry.
Well, exactly. If you get 4 singles and a 6, or 5 singles and 4, you're going along at a decent rate at this end of the innings. And they've only got 3 wickets left. That's full again. Driven in the air, out towards extra cover. It's going to beat the man out of there. Great shot. 4 runs. 10 with 1 ball to go.
So in Group 2, has Pakistan got any chances of qualifying?
Yes.
Outside chance, yeah.
Outside chance. Their last game will be against
Sri Lanka.
Now, if England beat New Zealand,
and if England wins tomorrow, it's done. Sorry, if England wins tomorrow, it's done.
If New Zealand
if New Zealand wins tomorrow, it's done.
Yeah,
my bad.
That's driven up to long on for a single to end the over. 11 off of it. 129 for 7. 4 overs to go. Run rate creeps back up over 8, which makes 160, which could be competitive. Who knows?
Yep. So we got some predictions for the ideal par scores. Depain says if West Indies reach 150 plus, match is tricky. I agree with you. Yochanan says I feel on this wicket 160, 165 is good.
It always becomes an issue at that point, doesn't it? You got to score 8 and over for 20 overs.
Shining Knight says, I agree with this so much. He says, lovely to see when the batsmen aren't outplaying themselves. After the last 2 days rather, this is refreshing to see. Batters just digging in and staying out there.
Well, it just goes to prove, isn't it? They lost a lot of wickets early and it's still close to posting a reasonable score. That one's gone up in the air. Has it gone enough? I think it has.
Mario Shepherd gets his bat on, goes wide. No chance.
He's a powerful man, isn't he? Hits another 6. 38 of 24 for Romario Shepherd. 135 for 7. I think my under's done, pretty much, unless some wickets fall. He's a bloody big unit, is Romario Shepherd. It has to be said.
They're all very powerful, aren't they?
Yeah, they hit it a long way, all of them.
Timing as well.
Yeah, Rabada in. That's down the leg side. Should be a wide. Yeah, it is.
Bear, don't you think we should have some jingles for wides and no balls in T20s?
We do, but they happen so often that we get bored of playing them. So they're in the extras thing, but I don't bother playing them anymore.
Fair.
It can get too jingle heavy in a T20.
So guys, in the last 5 overs, they've been scoring close to 10 runs an over without losing wickets, which is really good going.
Exactly. Oh, that's skewed up in the air. This one could be out. No, he's going to get it into a spot. Oh, and then he tips it towards the fence, does Aidan Mark. It won't allow him to get back for 2. South Africa could stop this by taking these last 3 wickets quickly. If they can get 1, you think they'd fancy, especially if it's a caught and they get the new man facing up straight away. But they've decided to go mainly pace today, which is quite interesting, isn't it? Considering most games have been very much spin heavy. South Africa got him with 4 paces.
Kadish Modi, he's a good, he can bat.
He can bat, yes. Oh, that's played to the man short on a 45. They don't go for the single. They wanted to, I think, but they decided not to.
What a game this has turned out to be.
Well, it has. They've fought back well here, the West Indies. It did. It did help that they went off like a train, didn't they? They had 40 odd in like 3 and a bit overs, pretty much. So there was always a chance of them coming back, and they do bat deep.
See, but
again, that's right into the toes, clipped out square on the leg side. It'll be a single.
whatever the outcome of the game, I think we all like to see a good game, is it? Unlike the one yesterday. For viewers, people who are paying lots of money to get into the grounds, it'll be good to see a good, keenly contested battle.
Yeah, Sri Lanka were really poor yesterday. I mean, it wasn't
Very
a
poor.
huge score they had to chase down. It wasn't a huge score they had to chase down against England either. They just, you know, as I was saying to Ishan off air, it seems to me that's just dropped into the leg side. They'll get the single there. Good running from Jason Holder. It just seems to me that Sri Lanka lose faith once Nasanka is out. That's it. The game is done.
That's the danger of relying on one individual. And this is what teams like West Indies now that we're looking to see after losing early wickets. The others are considered. England have done the same with Sam Curran and Will Jacks, and so did New Zealand yesterday. So if the other batters, other players can't put their hand up to play those defining innings or come in like Rachin Ravindra with the ball yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's just the all-round effort, isn't it?
Oh, Rabada's in. There's an appeal for LBW. Yeah, it's close-ish.
Down the leg, I think.
It's angling down leg, but it did hit him very full and in front of the leg stump. I think they're going to review that. I would. You've got 2 reviews, and you're in the what?
They have, yeah.
17th over. I think that's closer than they think. I think it might be marginal on leg stump. I don't think he hit it, but it's definitely angling down leg. But it's a question of whether he was very deep in his crease and it hit very full on the pad. And I think it's in front of the leg. The question is it close enough? Oh no, maybe not actually.
Not down the leg, definitely.
Oh, did it go under the bat? Yeah, it's definitely going down the leg as well.
A review, wasted review, but you never know.
I think the way the angle changed, it could be bat on it as well.
Yeah. It's going to be difficult to define that though, isn't it?
True. Yeah, there is bat. Oh, there is bat.
Yeah,
You
right
could
there.
say.
Good call, Arnav.
Yeah.
This bat.
Worth a review, though. There's only
Worth the review given the situation of the game.
Exactly.
I think a wicket here could change the dynamics of the game.
I mean, 3 overs here, the way they're hitting, they could get another 40 runs. And then there'd be 180. It's going to be testing for the South Africans, considering where they were at.
It's going to be a winning score, I think. 180.
I think 180 would be very testing.
100%.
I don't know what's the average score in it. What's the average? This is Ahmedebad,
Here,
isn't it?
yeah, it's 170.
Is that World Cup or is that an IPL?
T20 I's.
Oh right.
Getting 40 runs in 3 overs with these 2 at the wicket is an easy task.
Well,
I think.
if they hit a couple of 6s and over, yeah.
What they're doing, aren't they?
Which is what they're doing. What 6 to 4? Yeah, exactly. So we're in the finish, as they call it. Jansen's back.
Ooh.
Well, there's one of them. That's gone. Has it gone a long way?
6.
It has.
Yeah, it's gone a long way back.
That's Jason Holder special with his long levers.
Absolutely. Hoiks that over long on. 6 runs, 146 for 7.
He's known for those shots, isn't he?
Yeah.
Over wide.
Just want to add a point about England, the discussion we were having about them being favourites. They could very well become favourites into the semi-finals because shorter boundaries in India, as well as no chance of rain. So conditions that favour batting.
Yeah, but I think we play worse in England. Adil Rashid certainly bowls worse in India. That one's a cross Holder. He tries to smear it again. Oh, it's given as a wide. I'm not sure that was, but it has been given. 147 for 7.
Did you see Adil Rashid bowls badly in India? Sorry.
Well, yeah, his average in India is like 10 more than it was in Sri Lanka.
Oh.
Yeah. But he's in top form, isn't he? He's been the pick of the spinners.
He is, but when the games he's played in India, he has been hit for a lot more than he has in Sri Lanka.
Even with Nepal batters.
They took him to the cleaners, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Even the Italians hit him into the stands a couple of times. Jansen over the wicket, and again across Jason Holder. He misses out on that one.
But what I like about the England team, Bear, is that they've got all the boxes ticked. They've got 2 bowlers who bowl 90 miles an hour, a left armer with a lot of variation, moon ball, etc. A wrist spinner. We got different types of spinners. A left arm spinner.
Yeah, he's certainly got all bases covered.
Exactly, yeah. So you've got to click.
Yeah, they've got to click. I mean, the batting hasn't really fired. But, I mean, as you say, much like the teams that have been doing well, pretty much everyone in the batting order has got to score at some point or another. That one is again heaved over.
4.
Oh, it's 4 this time. I thought he got more of it, but he didn't. He pulled it square of the man who's at cow corner. 4 runs.
11 off the over so far, off 3 balls.
Exactly, they're falling apart here, South Africa. Much like Sri Lanka did against, much like New Zealand did against Sri Lanka yesterday.
Very clever batting by these two. They were slow off the block with singles and rotating the strike, and they paced this innings beautifully, guys. I think it's awesome to watch.
It certainly has.
68 runs off 45 now for the partnership.
Yeah, it's been a good partnership.
Up, yes.
Janssen in again. That
Oh,
one,
that's a six.
That's gone a long way back. That's
What
been
a shot.
Straight back over the bowler's head.
That's
a
trademark
long way.
Holder special there.
6 runs, so 15 off the over with 2 balls to go. Well, I'm out. They're going to get 180 here. And considering they were, what, 6 down, 7 down on about 80 or 90?
90, yeah, 90 for 7.
Yeah, 90 for 7.
That's a great comeback. Just proves in T20, you just got to stick there. You know, a couple of guys get in and you still reach big scores.
And especially the guys with power, brute power as these two, they've got to back themselves, right? They've got to be there to be able to hit those long boundaries.
At the end, absolutely.
So
very much so. But it does show what you can do, doesn't it? You don't have to, I mean, this is it. You don't need 2 guys to stand up. Or 1 to get a really big score, as we were talking about earlier, and you can still get yourself to a competitive score.
Indeed.
And Holder is on 41 of 26, 41 of 28 for Romario Shepherd. Janssen in, bowls it full this time. Holder goes across his stumps, clips it out to wide long on. They should get back for 2. There's a little bit of a misfield out there. Certainly the outfield's better in India than they are in Sri Lanka. That one at Pella Kelly is very uneven surface on the out.
Absolutely.
Which makes it quite tricky in the fielding department.
Saw it a lot in the Pakistan New Zealand game, where more on the Pakistani side of fielding, where the ball was bumping up before they went to pick it up, and it was giving New Zealand a free single, extra run rather.
Yeah, exactly. Nicely got. Oh, that's a beautiful shot from Jason Holder. Just waited, ran that off the bat down to third man. The guy at third man is up inside the circle, and therefore past him 4 runs. How many is that?
21 runs.
23 off that over. 23, Bennett.
23. Wow.
That's big over. 163 for 7 with 2 overs to go here. They could get 190 now.
Yeah.
That's outrageous considering where they were.
I think South Africa have just taken the, they've probably bit of a loosener here. They could have.
But I think it's more the West Indians playing a lot better, and like in terms of understanding the game situation, isn't it? More than South Africa.
It's smart, yeah. They played smart.
Cricket.
Sorry, but just going to get a couple of comments in. We've got Shining Knight, Dipain, Jay Grover. Everyone's going gaga about Romario Shepherd. Yochanan even says Romario would make a good captain if he wanted to be offered. I think, yeah, agreed. West Indies have actually a lot of players who have like captaincy temperament, I would say.
Ngidi's bowling the 19th. First ball is a slow full one, and it goes underneath Romario Shepherd's bat. No run.
This all will be keen to watch, I think, because this guy has got a lot of variations. That is clever bowler.
There's a slower one. See fingers rolling towards the.
Slow right fuller, right? That was more of a a wide fuller. Quite difficult to pick those, even if you're really batting.
Quite difficult to hit. Back. Dropped just very below the bat right at the last minute.
It dipped in through as well. Almost dip, Let's see what happens here.
And Ngidi up to the crease, bowling to Romario Shepherd. Again, that's a good ball. Very full, very slow, very wide this time. And again, Romario Shepherd couldn't get a bat on it. Through to the keeper, no run. 2 dot balls.
Absolute masterpiece what we're witnessing here. Ngidi, these 2 set batters were thumping the ball to all parts of the ground here, being bamboozled by the slow
rotation over the wrist. Yes. This is what Shivam Dube was trying against South Africa the other day, and did not come off at all. No. And this is how it's done.
Yeah. He's not a full-time bowler, is he, Dube?
Absolutely not.
That one's again. Another one. This time it was fuller when it went past him, but it's just all the pace off.
3 dot balls in the 19th over again, guys. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
This game has had
23
everything.
taken off the last over and 3 dot balls.
Well, yeah, even it out. Even if they get a dot off this, it's 11.5 for the last 2 overs, isn't it? But they quite like something off of this over.
Wait, so did Janssen go for 50 in his 4 overs?
Something like that. Well, certainly went up 23 off that last over. He went 11 off his first, I think. So that's 30 odd in 2. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he went for 50. Ngidi in. Last ball, big edge. Going to get 4 for that though. Big heave.
He put
Eye off the ball, just swung for
threw
heaven.
the kitchen sink at it, didn't he?
Yeah, it did indeed. He got either a toe end or an outside edge. It's gone through where the slips would be. Again, third man's up inside the circle, so that's 4 runs.
Now my innings going, great guns, I hit the ball, 4 runs, I hit the ball and it went for 4 runs.
Big grin. I mean, his head was so high in the sky. And giving it a big,
I think he was going over long on and
yeah, he was trying to hit it as far as he could. 5th ball of the over, Ngidi in. It's full, and this time he bunts it up to long on.
He's got an interesting stance, doesn't he? He looks like he's just, resting his head to one side.
Yeah.
And tilted slightly when he stands, and then just straightens up when the bowler's in action and then
In
swings.
the grand scheme of things, it's always been good for South Africa. 5 balls and just 5 runs.
Yeah.
In the context of the game.
But still, I mean, West Indies will be happy at 168 for 7 with an over, 7 balls to go. Because in the score predictor had them at about 155, 6 overs ago. Last ball of the over is just played back to the bowler. Very good 19th over by Ngidi, only going for 5 runs. One of them was a edged 4.
3 for 30 in his spell.
Not bad in T20 terms, less than 8 and over.
We got Shining Knight saying Bear just rubbing in Sri Lanka's abysmal performance with Bennett on comms as well. Then we've got Yochanan saying energy has shifted again. Cricket is a wonderful game of great uncertainties. I think all of us here agree with you.
Yeah.
Daz Reynolds has a question. What would you do tomorrow if it's the same wicket as Tuesday for England, New Zealand?
I might be tempted to bat first if we won a toss. But I think England are qualified, so they got a free hit tomorrow, which might loosen it up for them, actually. And there's certainly pressure on New Zealand. That one is played out to leg side and there's no run.
I'm really hoping for England's sake that Butler gets into some form there.
Yeah, I would like to see him get some form. I think they're just going to keep him, but I don't think they would change the batting order.
They shouldn't, at least. If they try to move Will Jacks around, that might.
I don't think that'd be wise. He's done well where he is at finishing, and he's more than capable. He's got 3 man of the matches so far, hasn't he, Will Jacks, in the games he's played?
1 for his bowling, 2 for his batting.
Yeah. He's had a series or a tournament to remember, hasn't he?
He's been backed as well, to be fair, isn't he? He's been backed to the tilt by the manager.
Well, he normally opens in T20. Everyone knows he's a proper batsman. That one's into the pads of Holder. It's Corbin Bosch bowling in the last over. It's played out to deep mid wicket, and they'll get a single. They'd like a couple of boundaries in this to get them over to 180, I think. But it seems that they finally learned their lesson, South Africa, and they're bowling very full.
All these batters almost racing each other. 47 off 34 to Shepherd and 48 off 30 to Holder.
Yeah.
Can they get to the 50 in 4 balls? Both of them, or at least one of them. Definitely.
Yeah, well, here comes Bosch bowling to Romario Shepherd. Tries to give it a big heave-ho, but again it's full, so he can't get underneath it. Just smashes it up to long on. It'll be a single.
Well bowled on the block call there.
Yeah. And they pulled it back in his last 2 overs, but it's the 5 overs before that cost them.
5 runs in the last over, and only 3 off 3 here, guys.
Yeah.
It's an excellent comeback.
I think West Indies will be reasonably happy with this score, especially from where they were. But even then, I think they'd like to get up to 180, having got to where they were with 2 overs to go. Jason Holder's gone right across his stumps and tried to ramp that over. the man on a 45.
He'd probably be happy he didn't get any elevation on that, because would have been caught.
Well, it might have been. It might have gone over them and might have gone for 6 or 4, which is what he was trying to do. But it was very full, and he can only get it straight to the man on 45. And it'll just be the 1 run. South Africa need a good start, aren't they? Let's be honest.
They've got some really pop-back batters, don't they?
Yeah, they do. That's between the legs. Oh, no, there could be a run out here. There is going to be a run out. Jason Holder wanted to go for a run for the last ball. It went through the legs of Shepherd. He was watching the ball, really. Holder was pretty much with him. And Shepherd didn't move.
Excellent bowling there by Bosch.
Yeah, it was.
Followed the batter.
Been a while since we had one of these.
Yeah.
The crowd says, the crowd says, the crowd says you're out.
Fantastic innings by Jason Holder, though. 49 off 31, really when the West Indies needed it. And there's been a poor couple of overs, last overs for the West Indies, but the lead up into it, they'll be
Darren Sammy is up, applauding him.
Yeah. Well, they got to 172 from where they were. That was a fantastic get. And with only 1 ball to face, which Moti won't.
Almost 90 runs added between those two.
Yeah, and 60 odd balls. Well, last ball does get an inside edge from Romario Shepherd, again trying to smash it out the ground. I think that'll bring up his 50. It does indeed. 52 off 37.
Well played.
A very fine edge, Vatican slice down to a very fine leg. 176 for 8, 4 runs to end the innings, and a 50
There's
for
not one more
Shepherd.
for me. I must have 2 or 3. I need 4.
Well, there you go. First innings, 177 required to win for South Africa. Looked like they'd only be chasing 120 and 130 at one point, but a fantastic partnership between Jason Holder and Romario Shepherd, putting on 90 runs in about 6 overs. Has dragged the West Indies to a very good score. 177. It's not going to be easy to chase. It definitely runs out there. The boundaries aren't too big at Modi Dome, are they?
I think this one has the biggest ones in India.
Okay.
About 72 to 75 on average.
Okay, that's.
And then we've got Lucknow in second, but there's no matches there, unfortunately.
No. So, any last comments? And we'll have a
we've
quick
got a
break.
super chat actually.
Oh, okay.
Let's jingle them up.
YouTube super chat.
So Jay Grover says, just got the fear because Bennett was throwing gang signs. St. Thomas Crips are not to be fucked with. There's £5 on that super chat, by the way.
Thank you, Jay.
Okay,
Thank you.
so we've
All
got
the to
Dipain reminding us West Indies were 83 for 7, so that's 94 runs added for the last wicket. And then they remembered that T20 has no respect for bowlers.
No.
Absolutely.
Very much so.
In case you're wondering whether you want to come back again, I can tell you this is going to be box office with Aidan Markham, Quinton de Kock, Rickleton, the 2 young players sandwiched between the experienced David Miller, Deval Brevis and Tristan Stubbs, along with Marco Janssen. This is going to be a treat to watch, guys. So join us, keep your comments in, and don't forget those super chats.
Indeed. We will see you very shortly.
Thank you, guys. Nice to be on air with you.
Yep, see you.
See you later.
Realise, and I guess that's the law of sod. I think they need to employ Messi as due consultant. But they were poor. England were poor and seemed to get everything pretty much everything wrong.
I fucking hate this discussion because I don't think it is. Again, I think it's T20 cricket, right? I mean, the fact is they were poor. Adil Rashid should have caught Rutherford, dropped him, fucking dolly. He went on to score another 30, 40 runs. And the fact is, although we were 4 down, and yes, everyone can bat, you only have a certain amount of power hitters, right? With 4 down, you basically had Sam Curran and Will Jacks, who were the proper batsmen who were left in the side once they were out. And at that point, you're chasing 11, 12 and over. It's not a question of they're shit against spin. It's a question of you've got to score 12 and over against spin. You can't just knock it in the gap and hit a single. You haven't got time. It's not an ODI. You can't play yourself in, catch up, and then go. You've got basically go from the off. If you get it wrong, which is very possible, in short form cricket, you skew it up in the air and someone catches you. There's 5 men out on the boundary. I mean, in that sense, it's a bit of a lottery when you're chasing down a big score. Everyone says, "Oh yeah, chasing down 200 is easy." Fucking ain't easy. Scoring at 10 and over for 20 overs, even though you've got 11 batsmen, is never going to be easy. Doesn't matter how good you are, because you only have to make one mistake in cricket and you're out. You don't get second chances.
I think it's sort of weirdly...
It's the way it goes.
It's weirdly odd that the first... you go back to the 24 World T20 and, ifs and buts and maybes, but Scotland were battering the ball all over the West Indies. And then it rained, and England got a point out of that. Nepal, we just squeaked through, but, it's a bit like Manchester City playing...
Don't say Liverpool.
No. I'm trying to think of a team that's even worse than that. Scunthorpe.
Watford.
Yeah, fair enough. Scunthorpe, and it's 0-0 until the 94th minute, and they get one on the break. But Nick, where do you stand? I mean, to me, so Bears are all in on the it's T20, anything can happen. It's all going to be fine. I'm a bit more in the. I just see worrying signs of England. Not being as good as they think they are, if I'm honest. Where do you stand on that one?
We're into the thick of the season now, and so's Coral's reward shaker, with even bigger rewards and offers. The half and half scarfers shaking decisively for once. They backed a super boost. Next to them, the Prawn Sandwich Brigade. Oh, they've shaken up a free bet after that free lunch. Play Coral's free reward shaker to win bigger guaranteed daily rewards and offers this season. Coral, we're here for it.
18 plus UK max 1 reward or offer per player per day. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Reward restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
I think I sort of agree with both of you. I think this team does have real problems, which you could see coming. Like if you look at that middle order of 3, 4, 5. Bethel, Banton, Brook, very inexperienced in South Asian conditions. And then I also think one of the big differences between ODI cricket and T20 cricket is that I think bits and pieces players are really useful in 50 over games. I think they're less useful in 20 over cricket. And I'd ask Curran, Jacks, Overton, are any of them good enough to get into that team as a batter or a bowler? And I'd say probably not. Like you're expecting Curran to bowl 4 overs, Overton to bowl 4 overs. They're not asked to do that generally in franchise cricket.
They're not going to be here, are they? I mean, we're going with... I thought the mistake yesterday was actually... I thought they bowled Will Jacks to 2 right-handers. No. Rutherford was in at the time. And maybe they thought that was a thing. But I think actually Bethel is a more consistent spinner. Bowls a better line. Jacks is a bit erratic with his line. And sometimes his length. He does get good rip on the ball. I think Bethel is more consistent with his darts into leg stump and probably would have kept their runs down. Jacks is very expensive. Joffre's been very expensive in both games so far. Adil Rashid bowled fantastic.
I mean, don't you think, Obear, they just look sort of at least a bowler short and getting 20 over?
I think it's more, the worry for me, as an England follower, is more about our bowling attack than it is about our ability to bat. I think that is there, but I am worried about it. What was interesting yesterday to me was that West Indies very, very considered decision. They drop a pacer and they bring in a spinner, and it worked. Teams will know that if you can spin England, if you've got spinners, you're more than in the game against England in these conditions.
But I think most teams are like that, actually. I mean, traditionally the West Indies
can play the spin better than we do.
Well, I mean, you can have a good day, but I wouldn't say the West Indies are particularly good against spin. I wouldn't say South Africa are particularly good against spin. I wouldn't say Australia are any good against spin, really. Let's be honest. I mean, when they go to the subcontinent and play test matches, they all get absolutely fucked on. So, I mean, that's saying, New Zealand. I don't think that's any. New Zealand aren't particularly any good against spin. Let's face it, the teams that play on sort of green seamers in the West are generally not very and spin, right?
They did win a 3-test series 3-0 in India, but
they did.
Okay, fair enough.
And fair enough, they did, and that's and India went on to lose the next series they played. But I mean, at the end of the day, they created a bunch of Bunsen burners that no team could bat on. So that's hoisted by their own petard to a certain degree. But I mean, you can't say that about England and say that. You can equally say that about a lot of the other sides that are there. I don't think that's necessarily the issue. I don't think our bowling attack is that bad. I just see 2020 as a bit of a bag of licorice all sorts. You have a good day and you can win against anybody, right? And anyone can win this tournament. I think it's 5 or 6 sides who've got potential to win this tournament. They get it right at the right time and they'll win. Any of the teams in the top 6 teams in this tournament could score 230, 240 on a good day, right? And if you score 230 or 240 on a good day, it's going to be hard to chase two. I mean, if we get a semi-final or a final where 240 gets chased down, or it ends up the team losing gets to 235 for 6 or something, that'll be a fantastic final. But generally, high scores are difficult to chase, and they don't often get chased very often.
Yeah, that equation might be changing, but generally I would tend to agree with you. What do we make of the McCullum walkie-talkie? What do we think about that? Is he arranging a round of golf? He was trying to get messages out to the middle. I mean, we haven't got players mic'd up, but he must be talking to the people who are carrying the drinks out.
Exactly that.
He's trying to directly advise Harry Brook.
He's trying something, I guess. And I think Brook needs all the help that he can get, because it doesn't seem like there's a massive amount rattling around inside his brain. I prefer the walkie-talkie to the feet up on the chair look, personally.
I mean, in the first game, I was wondering why he had a walkie-talkie. It was only yesterday when someone said he was passing messages to the drinks carrier, exactly the 12th man, who was then passing messages onto the pitch. To be fair, I don't think it's particularly helpful when you're in the middle of a game.
It does all look a bit Inspector Gadget, doesn't it? I mean,
well, it does, and trying to figure,
in the day of mobile phones, why not ring the bugger up?
I don't think actually Brook's that bad a captain.
So welcome back for this chase, and South Africa are taken to the field with captain Aidan Markram and Quinton de Kock opening the innings as they look to chase down 177 for the win here in this Super 8 match. West Indies batted first. We saw a collapse, I would say, at the start of the innings, with South Africa taking periodic wickets, and then a good consolidation from Romario Shepherd and Jason Holder towards the end, putting up a partnership for well over 90 runs, bringing them back in the game to put up a competitive score.
Yeah, definitely. I think their first kind of 2 or 3 overs from the West Indies were amazing, and then their last sort of 5 or 6 were great, and the middle bit was very much South Africa on top.
Absolutely. Let's jingle them up. Let's jingle our 2 opening batters up first. Got Quinton de Kock.
There is nothing remotely funny about the name Kock. It is, in fact, the name of a city in Poland, which has been recognized and established as a community since the 12th century. But
not much of a jingle, but then...
Because he's a grinner, a part-time spinner, and a surfer. Yes, he's a winner. Playing his shots out in the sun. He's a stroker.
And who have we got opening the bowling for the West Indies? It's Shepherd. Yeah, there you can see the skill scales, which are not really popular meters this World Cup, with 73 power for Aidan Markram. That's too less.
I mean, I love those weird top trump things. Very much feels like a number out the sky, and see if
they're good fun. I'd love to meet the person who makes them. It's a great job.
Ed, what do you think about David Miller being rated 64 for power and Tilak Varma being 94?
Yeah, before destroying the Indian bowlers. That was an excellent moment on Twitter, at least.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the umpire signals for the first ball, and we're underway.
Matt Ford opening the bowling.
Oh. And here's the shot through the offside. 4 on the first ball for Aidan Markram. Let's jingle him up.
That went like a tracer bullet.
And sorry, let's have also the jingle for Matt Ford.
they forecast the results of the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, so first ball by Aiden Markram, good length delivery, square of the wicket, just eases it through the gap, and we have a boundary of the first ball. Great start for South Africa here. They will look to... Oh, just an awkward connection on the top of the bat. The ball rolls to mid-on, and we have a single, and Quinton de Kock is on strike now.
I do think in general this pitch might tend to be easier than it seemed. I know the South Africans did incredibly well in that first half of the innings, but I think it's just their bowling attack being that good. I think it's a fair distance ahead of what the West Indians are offering at the minute. So I wouldn't be surprised if these two can make a real dent in the power play.
Absolutely. They got off to some good starts in the group stages, but did not get off against India so well. But will look to start well in this match. So we have Quinton de Kock just taps it to the offside for a single. Markram's back on strike. 6 runs of the first 3 balls. Ed, what do you think about the partnership towards the end of the first innings?
Oh, well, there was some effort, considering the next best partnership was what 28, 29 off 14 or something early on, right at the start of the innings, and they got 80 odd between them. I was a brilliant effort. You always need a partnership like that. You're not going to get anywhere in a crunch match Super 8's game like this without one big partnership.
Absolutely. Forward in for the 4th ball of the over. Onto the stumps, but tapped to the long on. Single again. South Africa have done really well, scoring off each ball so far, and I expected West Indies to be slightly more sharper in the field, don't you think? Like they've just let the ball run to them in the deep and not really closed it down. You'd think they would be more hands-on with defending?
Yeah, maybe. I'm surprised they've opened with Ford, to be honest. It feels a little bit... I know South Africa opened with Maharaj, as they often do, to kind of get a spin over out of the way, but it's an interesting decision here. I think he's done well, but I do think he's offering some gaps that South Africa will look to attack.
Yeah. Here's the 5th ball of the over, edged past first slip. There was no second slip, and straight to the boundary for one of these. Second boundary of the over with the first one of the first ball. 5th ball goes for 4 and 11 for no loss. Decent start.
It's unlucky there to draw the edge, but you're never going to have that second slip in, and so if you can get enough contact on it, it's going to race away.
Absolutely. Here's forward in for the 6th ball. Tap to the offside. Quinton de Kock goes a few steps down, hesitates. First over gone, 11 for 0. Will, you're on for socials.
Okay, so there's a bit of chat about what Bear was saying. He said a Vatican slice, and people are just trying to work out what he meant by that. I think it was like a weird name for a shot that I've never heard before. It was odd. And Jay seems very excited to see Ed.
My favourite.
Says Ed Mace. Hello, socially well-adjusted and respectable member of the community.
That's me. That's me.
And then Mike Black says, now funny about cock, but what about twats in the Scottish Isles? As there are so many great names on there. And then Jay says to Extra Fluffo, don't be creepy or I'll send Ed round.
Alright, we have Romario Shepherd into the attack. Let's jingle him up first. In for the first ball of his innings to Aiden Markram. Good length on the stumps. Markram taps it to the onside, runs the first one quick, but hesitates and just content with a single. Here we can see some highlights from Romario Shepherd's effort with the bat. Some great shots down the ground. I think you hit some 3 or 4 sixes down the ground.
Yeah.
Great power.
He can hit it anywhere, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah, brilliant effort.
He
And he
is.
got,
Do you
he got
reckon-
50 off the last ball, didn't he?
Do you reckon they held him back for the first over because he just finished batting? And then
Maybe. Yeah, that's very possible.
Maybe.
So
But-
in for the
We need
second
Messi on a temperature check at some point.
ball. Yeah. Second ball of the over. Outside the off stump, Quinton de Kock drives, but straight to mid wicket. Sorry, straight to short cover. My bad.
Lefties, what they like.
Now we're seeing clips of Shepherd in the nets. I haven't seen this man stop. He's been moving. He's been on the move throughout this game, carrying the West Indian effort. Well, not carrying. He's obviously had great support from teammates as he runs in for the third delivery.
I'm not
On to the
Messi,
stumps
but-
again. Sorry, Will, go on.
No, I was just going to say I'm not Messi, but according to like my weather app, it's 33 degrees in Ahmedabad at the moment. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
Not
of
ideal
any
to be
use
batting half the innings
those.
and opening the bowling.
Yeah, that would be pretty bloody rough.
Yeah.
At the same time, not a huge amount of
Although
running in
the
this
setting
format.
sun, so it might get better in a few minutes.
Yeah.
That's
few
true.
overs. Yeah. Just one run of this over so far. 3 deliveries in. Shepherd has started well with the ball as well. Bit of field change. Heavily packed offside there for Quinton de Kock. 4 fielders inside the ring on the offside. And he plays it deep for a single. 13 for no loss for South Africa so far. Good start. Similar to West Indies, who were 29 for no loss in the first 2 overs, and then we saw the wickets falling. So they lost about 7 wickets for 50 odd runs. Do you reckon something similar can happen with South Africa, Ed?
It's very possible, but I'd say they've got a more stable top end. I think they know their strengths a bit better, and they're slightly more well-rounded.
Here we have a heave over the into the deep on the leg side. What a 6 from Aiden Markram.
That's brilliant.
Lovely shot. Went on to 1 foot like a flamingo there and just
Yeah, he's
eases it.
climbed through that, hasn't he? That is brilliant.
Absolutely. For one of these.
With the super shatter, super shatter, super shatter, super shatter, super shatter, rocker, super shatter.
Followed the ball right until the end and absolutely middled it. But it didn't go that far. I think one of the longer sides of the boundary. Let's see how much they say, how long the 6 was. Calls from the studio saying 81 meters.
Oh,
And
that's a
that's
shot as well.
pierced through the offside for 4. Sorry, Ed.
That's a brilliant shot. He's just lent on that. That's very classical, Hayden Markham, I think.
Absolutely, for one of these. Will, what have we got on socials?
Let's have a look. Okay, so Jay says Vatican Slice is an attempt to make a non-racist version of the Chinese-French Harrow cut. It were funny about 15 years ago, to be honest. That makes a lot of sense. And then Eric says, at the risk of showing your age, Jay, could you send Hank Marvin round? That's hilarious.
Sorry to interrupt you. We're underway for the 3rd over. Forward back into the attack to Quinton de Kock. Outside the off stump, just taps it into the offside for a single. And Markram's back on strike. Clearly more of the aggressor here, Ed Markram, 17 of 6. Do you expect him to make a 50 in this innings?
50, yeah, well, it's possible. I think he's incredibly talented. I really enjoy watching him bat as well. Look at that. So they were seeing the graphic for his strike rate in the power play, and he's leading everyone in the World Cup right now. He's striking at nearly 200 in the power play. He's incredibly aggressive to start out, and it often pays dividends.
Absolutely. Second ball of the over, east to mid wicket, no run. Hopefully Ford will look to try and restrict the runs he concedes after going for 11 in his first over. Would you reckon they could bring the spinners into the attack pretty soon, or Ed, do you think they're going to wait?
Maybe. I think they'll want to use more pace in the power play to open up. Oof.
So onto the pads, comfortably above and going down the leg. Good ball there from Ford. He's finally seems to get into his rhythm after a bit of a mixed up first over, going for 2 boundaries in there, and then 2 dot balls and a single to start his second over.
It's been more composed, better length, I think.
Yeah.
And maybe his field's been shuffled around a bit, and that's helped him stick to his plans a bit better.
Absolutely. Runs in for the 4th ball. Slow one, straight down the ground. Markram picks it up, and it's a 4.
There's not one boy for me, I must have 2 or 3, I need 4.
Bit of a error on the line, I would say. Bowling it straight on the stumps, and Markram sees that easily. Hits it straight down the ground. No fielders there, no covering fielders. Comfortable boundary.
Not much in the way of deviation on that delivery. It's gone just straight at him, and he's just muscled it down the ground. That's good batting.
It's the 5th ball from Ford. Not too fast, and a diving effort. And just too far from his reach, I reckon. And I think they're going to come back for a single, just a single. Or is it 2 runs? Yeah, 2 runs for Markram. Who was that?
King, I think. He's down.
Yeah, oh, Brandon King. Probably got a couple of fingertips to it. I hope he's not injured his fingers there. Yeah, you can see just reaching out with his right hand and slightly too far maybe to gather the ball. Decent effort regardless. Good reflexes.
Oh, it's hit very hard by Markram as you'd expect, and
absolutely.
Yeah, it would have been a very, very special catch. So I don't think the bowler can be too upset there.
He did well. He definitely stopped the boundary though, because that would have raced away.
Yeah, he is going off the field here.
So yeah, Brandon King off the field with a physio as Ford runs in for his final ball of the over. Onto the stumps, Markram punches it to the onside this time for a single. And it's 31 for no loss after 3 overs. Will, socials, let's go.
Right, so a certain Mr. D Handjob of Melbourne says, "Hello Jay, how's it rotting?" And Leah says, "Imagine India losing to Zimbabwe in the second game." I imagine that literally most of the time. That's kind of playing on the back of my eyelids constantly. India losing is basically all I dream about. As I'm
my days.
As I'm sure Leah knows. And then Jay says, "Be still my beating heart," to which I agree. And Dipton says, "Win chances now South Africa 65% and the West Indies are at 35s."
Decent. So we have Jason Holder into the attack. Let's jingle him up.
Jason Holder.
Over the wicket to Markram. Taps it to the leg side, and we have a dot ball. Decent start over the wicket, bowling 130 clicks. Just probably look to get into his rhythm for the first few deliveries before going with any variations. Ed, what do you reckon about Jason Holder as a bowler?
Yeah, I think he can offer quite a lot, especially to this attack, which has got, I'd say, quite a few, I don't want to say stock bowlers, but they offer similar things. And for him to have his bounce and his height, it does offer something different to the attack at least.
Absolutely.
And of course his experience. He's been playing in this format for as long as anyone really, so he's got a huge collection of experience to offer.
that makes me feel old. Stop making me feel old, Ed. I remember Jason Holder starting. Come on.
Criminal.
Oh, where's Messi?
Slightly shortish length. Markram punches it to the leg side. Single. Sorry, missed that. The second ball was a wide from Jason Holder. Single on the third ball, and Quinton de Kock is back on strike. He will look to get going as well, or probably I think Quinton de Kock also should start scoring some runs, so there's not much pressure on the middle order in case they do lose a few wickets in quick successions, which can happen. We've seen in T20s.
Yeah. But it is one of the great middle orders in this World Cup, I think.
Absolutely,
With the way they're going at the minute. I mean, there's so much power. They can just bat forever, and one of them will go big.
Yeah.
It's kind of a more successful version of the Australian approach to have Stoinis, Maxwell, and Inglis, to have Brevis, Stubbs, and Miller does the job.
Yes, absolutely. As we have Holder running in for the third delivery. Tapped to the offside for a single. I reckon what this lot of South African middle order is what the Australian lot was probably 3 or 4 years ago in like you know, at their peak.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we remember Stoinis absolutely smashing it all over the park against New Zealand in an ODI, in which obviously New Zealand won because of Williamson's run out, but some good innings from him back in the day. Holder in for the fourth delivery. Slightly slow ball, slightly mistimed by Markram, but lands safely. And it's a dot ball.
I won't linger on Australia because it's not very interesting. But they are looking at a changing of the guard coming up for sure, because they've got a few retirements supposedly that have kind of been leaked from the press.
Maxwell and Stoinis. Sure. Sorry,
yes.
Maxwell. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how they reset in the next cycle.
The Red Bull side.
They're never short of talent, are they? We just probably haven't heard of those players, and they'll just show up and perform. Holder in for the fifth delivery, up in the air. Is there a fielder there? No fielder, lands just short of the boundary, and we have a 4. Second boundary by Markram, where he's just off, hitting it off one leg. But he's timing the ball really well in those shots and gets it over the infield, lands it safely.
It did look like it was going to land a bit short, didn't it?
Yeah, it looked like it
kind
was
of sailed up, but that was pretty much a 6. It's done very well, and obviously pierced the gap in that kind of cow corner region.
Yep, 29 of 15 for Markram. Foot firmly on the accelerator. Pulls one. Boundary on the leg side. Really bad ball, as Ed said. And we have another boundary to end the over.
There's not one boy for me, I must have 2 or 3, I need 4.
So 42 for no loss after 4. Will?
Jay sends us a super chat. Well, me a super chat, really. He sends us £2 and says, "Old man support unit, I envy your youth, Will." Jay,
super chat.
Compared to this lot, I'm like decrepit. These two are basically still sort of fetuses. What else is going on? There's some excellent Shakespeare chat going on, which is too lengthy to read.
Sorry, here's Ford back in for his third over, and de Kock dances down the track, goes flat batted and misses the ball. De Kock looking at the pitch in surprise, probably expected it to bounce slightly higher than it did. Goes under the bat, almost catches the inside edge, and we saw one wicket with a played onto the stumps in the first innings. Could have been the same fate for de Kock, but gets away with it. As Ford runs in for the second ball of the over. Full delivery, smashed onto the leg side. We've got a fielder in the deep, and it'll just be a single for South Africa. De Kock going run a ball almost for his 9. Hasn't really hit the ball where he would want. You saw some shots being hit straight to the fielder, Ed.
Yeah, that's his first attempt at real kind of a real slash at it. He's had a couple of cover drive attempts that have just been stopped in the field, but that was the first one where he looked to really kick on. Because I think 10 balls as an opener in the T20, I feel like someone like Quinton de Kock might be starting to get a little bit concerned about where his boundaries are coming from.
Absolutely. But when you have Aidan Markram on the other end, maybe less of a thing to worry about as he is ready to face up. Oh, good slower ball there from Ford. Beat Markram all ends up. Swung at the ball, but missed it, and it goes under the bat for a dot ball.
I don't want to curse him because this could very easily happen, but I think Markram in the last couple of years has been one of the best 3 format batters in the world. I remember seeing his Test Championship final 100 at Lords, and it seems like in the ODIs he's been excellent, and in this World Cup he's been fantastic. He's striking up 200 here.
Yeah.
Very, very impressive from him.
Absolutely. As well as being a great fielder, so he contributes in all areas as much as he can. And that's a shot. That's a lovely shot to the leg side. Does it go all the way? It probably has. It's a 6 for Markram. That's some great timing. It really flat 6 over the. Sorry.
I don't know if you saw, but they just put up a graphic before that ball with like a yellow kind of highlighted region indicating where Markram would be looking, and then he goes and does that 84 meter 6 into the same place.
Yeah.
That's great analysis. Preemptive stuff.
So we're one of these.
Damn! That 6 is on fire.
7 runs of the over so far. 26 runs for Ford of 2.4 overs. Decent effort in for this 5th delivery. Another slightly slowish ball. Markram goes for another swing on the leg side, but misses. Ball goes just over the stumps. Slightly lucky there. If the ball would have kept low like the previous deliveries, it could have just about clipped the bails.
That's incredible,
Just
isn't
in,
it?
Aidan Markram struck by lightning 4 times. Ed Mace blamed.
Yeah, maybe.
Sheepish expression on Markram's face there as Ford runs in for the last ball of his over. Markram gears. Oh, that's a misfield on the offside and probably could trickle down to the boundary fielder giving chase. That's poor fielding, and it's a boundary. And Markram moves on to 43 of 20 deliveries. And it's 53 for no loss after 5. And we're due a change. Will, let's have some socials before we change.
Okay, so Robin Whitestar says warming up for the formula feeding time. That's fun. How old are they? And then someone says Extra Fluffo says lambing season. I think baby, but fair enough. And then there's some chat about odds and stuff, and then Jog D says, "Come on, West Indies, save us from the noise pollution." And who else is who's on socials now?
Thank you, Will. Thank you. I think Anna was switching down to socials. David's going to be joining shortly. Anna, was that your first ball-by-ball stint?
Second one. The first one was India, Namibia.
Oh, very good, very good. Well done. So as we wait for David, as Shama Joseph, who comes in, this one's pushed into the extra cover area, and the batters don't have a run there. Do you mind sort of... Oh, David's back here. David, hello. I was just standing in for you. Hello, David. Nice to see you again.
I must have an old copy of the rotor. I'm probably looking at them. I know there's been so many versions of it. So what am I doing?
The latest one's just come up on Gorilla, the WhatsApp group. Yeah, you're doing ball by ball.
Thank you very much.
And I'll be doing summary.
Excellent. Right, here's Joseph, and de Kock makes good contact with that. I know we're just saying that he hadn't really put back to ball yet, but he's really picked up that one nicely and launched that into the back of the first tier. It was an easy pickup for him, and 6 runs. In the recent bilateral series, Bennett, between these two countries, West Indies had a lot of trouble keeping South Africa down in terms of their top order batting. They had a couple of big wins, like 9-wicket, 8-wicket wins against the West Indies.
But actually, I think South Africa in a better position now because they've got David Miller back and some of the other little clogs that were missing. They're much of a full strength, aren't they? David, your volume. Sorry.
There's Joseph, and that's played out by de Kock. There's no one down there. It's gone for 4. 4 runs down to the mid-off boundary. Did you say there's a problem on the volume there?
There's not one boy for me. I must have 2 or 3. I need 4.
Your volume is rather kind of muffled. I'm not sure whether it's me or Arnav. Do you agree with that? Or
It seems fine to me.
it's just it. Okay, it's probably.
Let's
my
confirm
end.
with Ishan once on how it sounds on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me know. I've got
Interesting that Quinton de Kock has now started to break free as well, David.
Absolutely, Joseph. A wild swing from de Kock there, getting a bit carried away. That goes through, doesn't make contact. Hope takes it behind the stumps. So, yes, it's a bit of a rude introduction for Shamar Joseph. A 6 and a 4 was greeted with by de Kock. So he's 0 for 10 off 4 balls.
Again,
63 for no wickets. South Africa off only 5.4 overs.
Almost around 12 runs and over, haven't they, David? It's been a great start.
Then has Joseph got a response to this? Got a long run up, hasn't he? Right, nice easy run up. Comes into bowl to de Kock. De Kock goes for another swing, makes good contact again. It's going to go all the way into the stands. It's another 6. So this is a really expensive over, but you have to give credit to the batsman. Lovely batting by de Kock.
With the super shatter, super shatter, super shatter, super shatter, super shatter, rocker, super shatter.
Mrs. de Kock and the baby are certainly looking excited in the stands. He was struggling a little bit, or else he was playing second fiddle to Markham, was it? He was rotating the strike and giving much of the strike to Markham. It was just one of those overs a few overs ago where he decided that he was going to change his game, which is really great to see. 69 for no loss, 108 runs required, David, in 85 balls.
Well, unless West Indies can get a wicket here, they're going to have a struggle. Here's Joseph bowls, and this one is played defensively. Look, de Kock looks for a single. It's not there. He doesn't need to really, because there've been 16 runs off the over. 69 for no wicket, West Indies, after 6 overs. On socials now is Arnav, isn't it?
Yep,
I think.
yep. So we've got Jay Grover with a super chat.
YouTube right, super chat.
Super chat for £2 saying, "Old man support unit. I envy your youth, Will." I think that was on the previous thing. Anyway, Lockie says, "I have Quinty to get 50 as part of a multi. Will be rich if it all happens." Kyriakos says, "I suspected when Windies finished so strongly that this was a sign the conditions had improved. This is like the ODI World Cup final. Why did it remind me of that? Conditions improve after dusk on this pitch." Absolutely, that's a good point there, Kyriakos. Bennett and David, what do you guys reckon?
Well, yeah, it does seem to have got easier, and I think what looked like a decent target is now looking like it's not enough.
Well, it's quite difficult to sort of gauge how the wicket's playing, isn't it, Arnav, from here? But I think you can go by how the players are reacting, etc. But just going back to Jason Grover, thank you so much for the super chat, and all of you guys who are engaging, keep those comments in. What do you think this game? Is this score enough? And what are your thoughts on the Super 4? On the last 4, the semis? What are your predictions? Keep them rolling in. Keep Arnav busy. He likes his stats. He likes his numbers.
Absolutely.
Keep them rolling in. So David.
Sorry, let me just interrupt you. There's a super chat for you, Bennett. Another one from Jay Grover for £2. Missed Bennett's dog. I request to see it.
Okay, no problem. Here you go.
Yeah, Bennett's gone to get the. Bennett's gone to get his hound.
He's just ready to go for a walk.
Perfect timing with the drinks
There he
break as
is.
well. Oh, super chat.
He's got his lead there
Works.
and he's ready to go for a walk after fighting this.
Super chat.
Hello from
Was that
everyone watching.
Was that clear, guys?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
Lovely dog.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Thank you very
hound.
much. Thank you.
Yeah. So Arnav, you're part of the Brighton Mafia, I believe. Brighton University
Mafia, yeah, absolutely. Yep.
It's a Brighton
joined with
University
Ishan,
takeover.
Will,
Yeah.
and Ed. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
Will,
a
are you
takeover.
all part of the same kind of university group, is it? Or
Yeah. Not
Cricket
this
club.
Will. Another Will.
I know the other Will, yeah. He
Oh,
was-
you okay? Sorry. Yeah.
I've done a stint with him last time.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Yeah. So all of us. So Ed, Ishan, and I are on the master's course, and Will is in his third year in the bachelor's course for sports journalism.
Well, it's
You
been
guys
great
get to know each other.
listening to you. Yeah, really great listening to you guys, and really brought a new dimension to the coverage. It must be good to get some practical experience to go with all the theories that you get taught.
Absolutely, absolutely. And also, it's been great learning from all you guys. You guys, it seems like we're sitting in an actual comms box with you guys. Nobody misses a beat, and it's been really great learning from all of you.
Well, in
And
case
you've
you
already
don't
mastered the
know-
jingles.
In case, yeah, he has. In case you're not aware of David Brooke, you need to try and
Sorry, then
Speak
I'll
out.
interrupt you for
Sorry,
Moti's
sorry, go on,
Moti's jingle here.
sure.
Let's find it. Maybe after the next ball.
Yeah, Moti into the attack. This one is short. On the back foot goes Markram, and plays it out to the extra cover. This easy 2 runs for Markram. Here's Moti.
From Georgetown, Guyana, where he had his first nets, to his debut against Bangladesh. He ain't no kid, but his face is fresh. An island boy named Goody Cash.
That's a lovely jingle.
It's beautiful. I wonder
Yes,
how
they're all
bad-
lovely, aren't they? Here's Markram facing up to Moti. Can he put some a break on proceedings here? That's played up to long off, and just for the single. With a lot rests on Moti. He's been a great bowler for West Indies in this tournament, but can he put the brakes on? I have to say, Bennett, I've been so impressed with Markram. He looks like he's just in sublime form. The
He
way
looks like
he's
a man with a
playing.
mission, isn't he, David? He looks
Yeah,
like
as
he's got-
captain.
yeah,
Absolutely.
He's got the stature and the composure of a captain, and he carries himself so well.
Yeah,
It's lovely to
always.
see the way he's marshalled his troops.
Yeah, always been a decent bat. He just seems to have gone up a level
Level high, agree.
in this tournament. Here's Moti bowls. That's a full bunger, and de Kock doesn't need any second introduction there. He's put it away for a maximum over long on. Arnav, you may as well keep your finger hovering over that 6. If he bowls any more like that, it's going to be put
Absolutely.
away.
They
That was
haven't
just,
slowed down at all. It's just been probably 10 runs and over since the first over.
I mean, as a West Indies sort of supporter, I did fear the worst before this contest because South Africa did so well when these two teams met, and West Indies weren't at full strength then. Going for a second run here. Is there going to be an appeal for a run out? I think he's got in safely. It was a very quickly run too.
A reluctant second run there,
yeah.
David, isn't it? A reluctant second run by the non-striker. There's a bit of a pause, but I don't think there's any damage done.
Yeah, it was Roston Chase doing the fielding. De Kock has moved up to 33, Markram 46, 80 for no wicket. We're only in the 7th over, and this game moving swiftly towards South Africa here. Moti, can he respond? He's flicking the ball from side to side, but De Kock's hit his stride now. We were having a little chip at De Kock earlier, myself and Bear, saying he doesn't play much cricket these days, but he's back in form now. That one is driven straight, and there's no one going to stop that, I don't think. No, it's
that's
just
poor
dissected
fielding.
the 2 fielders. 4 runs. You think he should have put a boot in there? Oh no.
One of them should have. I think they just let each other take the effort, and nobody did. So
Yeah, one can
it was-
imagine someone like one of the England guys really throwing himself to stop that,
To
on
be
the
fair,
boundary.
it's quite well placed, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It
it's just straight.
bisected both the players too. I think they ran over the ball.
Bethel might have stopped that. This one is well pitched up. It's driven for no run. It's not a bad over from Moti, but it was, in the end, cost 15 runs. That's a measure of the superiority of the South Africa batsman at the moment. 84 for no wicket off 7 overs.
We've got 2 super chats now.
Super chat cash, super chat cash, super chat cash.
Jay Grover with £2 says Bennett's dog is mint. That's lovely. That's so kind of you. Thanks, Jay. Jeffrey Ward with £10. No message, just £10.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Just going back on to your cricket commentary thing. When I was growing up in Sri Lanka, I was in the international cricket commentary panel. My dream was to be able to do international cricket. I never managed to do that after moving down here. So in the older years that we are now in, just going back and doing this thing is always a lovely kind of, lovely feeling. And Mr. Brook here, you must find out a little bit more about him. He's been in the cricket scene for a very long time here. Very well known and respected, a mass of knowledge, a Bible of knowledge.
Well, I can tell you that Roston Chase is bowling round the wicket. He's come on to bowl now, and
Roston Chase, cricketer of village in Somerset.
that first ball is driven back to him. There's no run, so a dot ball for Roston Chase. Can he get a? You might be the man to get a breakthrough here, but Markram plays that confidently up to long off, and there's no run. Bennett, how disappointed were you, Bennett, to see the Sri Lankans capitulate yesterday, because they'd shown promise in the tournament?
Personally, I was very, very disappointed, but I think they didn't deserve to be there in terms of the semis, because they didn't play the way they should have played to be in the semis. So from that point of view, just depending on Pathum Nisanka to bring you victory after victory was never going to work. And I was describing in my earlier state how the other teams have all put their hand up at different levels at different stages of the game. Sorry.
Chase has dropped short here, and de Kock has climbed into that. He's put it about 20 rows back into the stand, maximum.
Quinton de Kock joining the party here, 43 of 21 after a cautious start. He was 8 of 8 at one stage, David, and is almost caught up with Aiden Markham now. That's
Yes,
how
he
partnerships
has.
build, don't they?
This one's short again from Chase. He's going to have to do better than that. This is just too easy. It's too easy.
He's deposited that beautifully between the two fielders. They almost bisected them, meticulously placed and exquisitely timed.
Now my
I mean, it was-
going. Great guns. I hit the ball. 4 runs.
Almost too easy, that, wasn't it, though? Two in a row that Chase has dropped short.
They brought
And,
Chase in for this game, David, to bring some stability to the attack. So he's a lot better than how he's bowling. In the last game that he bowled, he put the brakes on the batters. He's using his experience. Let's see what he can do.
Well, they brought him in because of the number of left-handers in the team, so they put him in instead of Akil Hussain, but which is good in theory, but he's going to have to tighten up a bit, because there were 2 ranked long hops in that over. That's the end of the... no, it's not the end of the over. One more left. Let's see whether Chase can get out of this. He's already gone for 11. It's up there again. De Kock's gone for a big one. Is there a man under it? Yes, it's Jason Holder has taken the catch, caught it long off. That's the end of de Kock. So Chase does take the wicket. Caught Holder, bowled Chase for 47, 95 for 1.
That's the exact job that he was brought into this team to perform, and that's what he's done, Roston Chase. So this is...
Another little bit. Any dog lovers there?
Oh, yeah. You got one too. Wow.
Oh, lovely. How cute.
Yeah. Jeffrey taking over the commentary here.
It's a dog show. Amazing.
Jeffrey, any thoughts on the action so far?
West Indies have clawed back a little bit here, but still it's a difficult task, you reckon, David? 11.88 the current run rate.
I think, yeah, difficult to claw this back now, because as Arnav was saying earlier, and when he was on with Ed, that the middle order of South Africa is so strong and there's no real respite. So there's not really a weak link, is there? It's kind of, I'm old enough to remember some of the South Africa, post-apartheid, when they first came back into world cricket, that when they had some spectacular players at the top of the order, and this feels like another vintage South Africa team.
And I just love the way David Miller, the seasoned campaigner, the experienced boys, sandwiched between the two young bright stars, Brevis and Stubbs.
Indeed, new over from Moti. That's played out. Oh, it's through the legs of the substitute fielder, and it's gone for that Springer, I think. There is it. Who is the substitute fielder?
Samson.
Thank you. Oh, right, Samson. Yes, the shock selection.
Yeah.
Just got into the team on the back of one or two T20 scores in the CPL, and it's very much the wild card selection, and he's gone through his legs, and that brings. It's not that too costly because it means that Ryan Rickleton, the new batsman, is now on strike.
Required run rate.
Ryan Rickleton! Up and cover! Ryan Rickleton!
Here's Moti to bowl to the left-handed Rickleton, who plays that comfortably too long on for a single. Ryan Rickleton, what do we know about him, Bennett?
He was actually the former incumbent wicketkeeper, wasn't he? Before Quinton de Kock decided to come back into the setup. He lost his place. He wasn't actually originally picked, and they brought him back again. So he's certainly got something to prove. We know he's opened the batting before Quinton de Kock came back into the team.
Markham plays that down to long off for a single. He moves on to 49 and the score to 98 for 1. They're chasing the West Indies score, which was of 176 for 8, thanks to a great partnership between Holder and Shepherd. And it really looked like West Indies weren't going to get anything like that. Here's Rickleton. He's got Moti bowling over the wicket to him. That one is right on the spot, but there's plenty of singles available, and there's no one on the leg side at all, is there, to Rickleton? So it's helped himself to a single. I guess the West Indies won't mind that too much, but the target, I think, is just about a run of ball now.
Less than 7 runs and over. But I think this partnership of bowling will be crucial for West Indies, if at all.
That's played out into the gap by Markham. That's half century for Markham. I've been so impressed with his batting in this tournament, and that's another great innings from the South Africa captain.
Shout out to Ed here. He said he didn't want to jinx him, but he did predict that Markham would get a 50, and he has, so well done, Ed.
Ed, I should have spoken to you before putting my bets on today. This is helped round the corner by Rickleton. It's gone all the way for 4. It's just that one ball that strayed down the leg side. There's been too many 4 balls from the West Indies, and that's the end of the 9th over. 104 for 1 South Africa. They need 73 from 66 balls.
So we've got. Sorry, Bennett. We've got Depane saying South Africa likely win with 3 or 4 overs remaining. Clifford Bradford saying Chase instead of Hossain is crazy. We'll get to that in a second. And then we have Depane again with South Africa firm favourites, 90+% now, and cruising to victory if they avoid a collapse. What do we reckon, gents?
So does this mean Chase is out now
back in
if they win? Sorry.
I mean, I was just going to say, Bennett, that Chase is in because of the left-handers. I guess that's the theory, and a useful batsman when the wickets have fallen. But he didn't hang around long today.
Exactly.
New over from him. Let's see how he gets on this over. That's drilled out by Markham. They're going to take 2. He's been sent back, a chance for a run out, and they get back safely. So Markham just taking the ending up. He sent Rickleton back, just taking a single.
The throw was not a conclusive one, wasn't it? That could have got him out easily, because Rickleton was trusting he was ball watching, not looking at the non-striker when he'd taken the 1, and then Markham decided to send him back. A better throw would have certainly found Rickleton way short of the ground. So West Indies losing an opportunity here to get another wicket.
It's strange though, because Markham ran the first run so hard. Seemed like
But he was not looking at the non-strike. He was
Absolutely,
ball
yeah.
watching Rickleton. That's where the issue was.
Yeah, nearly sold his partner down the river there. Chase, can he justify his selection in this over? He bowls. That's played away comfortably by Rickleton for a single. As I say, there's no one saving one on the leg side to the left-hander.
And I think David sort of Chase had a great opportunity today when he was put up the order with quick wickets falling to steady the ship on one end. But unfortunately, he didn't capitalize on that, did he? Because Hetmeyer was out early. They were relying on that. But what lovely batting from the all-rounders.
Yeah, Chase did well against England, if you remember, earlier on. When he was performing that role, when after the loss of early wickets against England, he came in, did a good job with the bat, then chipped in with 3 wickets, took a good catch as well, got the man of the match, I think, player of the match.
He did.
This one is top. It's that was thick edge, I think they call it. He was trying to play it to the leg side. Didn't know much about it. It landed safely, and they take a single. So bit of an escape there for Mark. A moral victory for the bowler.
Bowling by Chase. Certainly come back strongly in this over, putting a lot of pressure, looking to get that wicket that West Indies badly need to come back into the game.
Chase follows the batsman Rickleton as he backs away towards the leg. He plays it out to Sampson, the sub. Do we know who's off the field? Sampson's on for him.
It was
and that's one.
Brandon King when he injured his finger.
Thank you, Anna. Yeah.
No problem.
Markham, having looked round the field, plenty of gaps for the single. That's all we need to do at this stage. Just keep it ticking over. They're just above a runner ball. Chase bowling round the wicket to him. Can he get out of his over? He can. Just a single. That's 109 for 1. We're at the halfway stage. 10 overs gone. Changes in the commentary box. I'm passing over to. I haven't got the latest rotor. Bennett will tell us. It's passing straight to Bennett. Well, that was an easy hand.
Thank you, David, and I think thank you, Anna. It was nice to be with you guys on this stint. So we're going to welcome Ishan and Will.
Yep.
Who will come on to help me out with the next stage. Just in case you're wondering what's going on, South Africa needs 68 runs in 60 balls. South Africa in a very good position here with Aidan Markham on 53 not out. The batsman out Quinton de Kock for 47. And Ryan Rickleton is not out on 8. West Indies need a miracle to bring them back into the equation.
Hello.
Hello, Ishan.
Hey.
How are you doing?
All good.
Hey.
It's
Very
nice
nice.
to. Hello, Will. How are you? I don't think we've been on air together, Ishan, but you're doing a.
I'm on summarizing, and I'll
You're
be
on
handling the jingles
summarizing.
as well.
That's fine. And then Will, you're going to help with the media work. Brilliant. Awesome. So if you're just tuning on, it's Bennett Olagasegram, Ishan and Will Reynolds taking you through to the next 5 overs. Hopefully it'll be an interesting one. We want to see some good cricket, don't we? We want to see a keen tussle between bat and ball. 68 needed of 60 is not dramatic enough, Ishan.
Yeah, I've been screaming in the background, hoping for South Africa to win.
You want South Africa to win because of India coming into
Yeah.
the equation, right? Over pitch driven and short third comes into equation, no chance of a run. So South Africa win here will bring India into contention.
Yeah,
right?
so it's all assuming if India does win today against Zimbabwe. If they do go on to win and if West Indies lose this game as it's going on, then the West Indies and India game on Sunday will be the big decider.
Knockout, won't it? Yeah, indeed. So lots of people supporting various teams for various reasons in this game. On the back foot goes Markham, and he pulls this one towards the mid-wicket area, and the batters have ample time to go through for a single. Markham looking the captain of authority, playing with a lot of responsibility and looking assured and sturdy here, steadying, making his team together 54 for 33. In case you're wondering what happened when West Indies batted first, they were all at sea at one point. They were 83 for the loss of 7 wickets before a breathtaking 90-odd run partnership between Jason Holder and Romario Shepherd brought them to stability. Jason Holder was run out at 49 in the penultimate ball of the innings, and Shepherd was 52 not out at the end, getting to his 50 in the last ball of that innings. This one's way outside the off stump. And on the back foot goes Rickleton, looking to slash this one. Not getting bat on ball as it goes through to the wicket keeper. Shea Hope, the skipper behind the stumps, will be ruining missed opportunities with the top order, but West Indies have got a respectable score. In the bowling, it was Ligdini. He was amazing. 19th over just went for a few runs. The 20th over was equally good too. And Kagiso Rabada, 2 for 22, were the pick of the bowlers. Holder comes in. Short outside the off stump. This time, Rickleton gives himself room outside
right in the gap.
Flashes this one beautifully between the gap for another boundary.
And we got this.
And if you kids can't listen, then you bound to see the way you get shot for crossing a boundary, crossing a boundary.
How do they approach this game from here, Ishan? West Indies.
Think they need, I mean, it's kind of obvious with the way it is. Like, they can't be slowing down the innings. They have to get wickets as soon as possible. They have to be on the attack as soon as possible. Because usually you'd see teams around this point try to bring in the spinners and try to bring the required run rate up. But then at this point, they just need wickets as soon as possible.
Who are their attacking bowlers and what should they be doing? Because they don't have extra space like South Africa did. They don't have much spin either. So how do they do this?
Well,
on short, hold the thought please. On the back foot, punches towards the long on area, and the batters get a quick signal. Go on, Ishan.
The problem is they're attacking. Oh, is that an overthrow? That's probably not. No. The problem is their attacking bowlers just aren't doing it. I feel like their attacking bowlers have tried to come in and, you know, try and do whatever they can. Jason Holder is one of them, but like for some reason they just can't get their act together today. And yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a problem. I feel like their batting should have been a lot better for this kind of a situation, but then that situation's over now, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Ishan. But on another flip side of it, if not for those two partnerships, they would have probably unfolded much earlier from that sense. But South Africa certainly showing that they're an all-round team. Although they lost that battle in the last 10 overs of their innings, they've come back strongly here. This is what good teams do. They seize their opportunity. They capitalize on what is in front of them. The next ball, short, punches on the back foot towards long on. Rickleton there, and that's the end of over number 11. 117 for 1. What have we got, Will?
Finally, some Penguin chat.
Oh, no.
Not again.
Tim Wilson Davis says, poor Penguin. Extra Fluffo says, Barry, not a penguin. Who are these Barrys? Who are these penguins? Who knows? And then Jay says, talking about penguins without Will feels like cheating on a lover. It is cheating on a lover. I am your lover.
Okay.
I have further penguin tales to tell, but maybe later. I'm on in the second game. We will go into that at length.
Sure.
Because I'm on summarising.
The less important game.
Thank you, everybody who are listening in. Please keep those comments in. Keep Will penguined during this next 4 overs as this Ruston Chase over pitched and Rickleton giving himself room and drives this one towards the long off area for a single. 59 required off 53. Ishan, the game slowly slipping out of the grasps of the West Indians, you reckon?
Yeah, I feel like they're kind of waiting for maybe someone to have a bit of a spark, but then I feel like they need to really get their game plan into action here.
Create the opportunity rather than waiting for something.
Playing very passive,
Yeah, so this is, I can't see any threatening sort of bowling or field placing here. They're going with the motions. On the back foot goes Markham and punches this to the deep extra cover area for a single. So a win here in South Africa will almost seal their position in the semis.
No, they've pretty much done it already. I think this is their third game, isn't it? And they've won all 3, considering they win this as well. I think West Indies do know they have an extra life, considering their massive net run rate that they got against Zimbabwe last time around. So maybe it's a bit skeptical in that way. Maybe they don't want to completely go on the attack and then risk any injuries or fatigue or what sort. So I can see that happening maybe a little bit, because they do have that game against India as well on Sunday. If they win that, they qualify regardless. So
interesting tussle here for supremacy to go into the semi-final berth as a Roston Chase. This one short. On the back foot goes Rickleton. He rockets it on the back foot and hits this long and high majestically over the deep mid-wicket area for a 6.
Yep, and I think it's probably this. think it just pitched up a little bit more than Chase wanted it to, and it was pretty easy to pick up, especially as a left-hander there.
But great footwork as well, right? He just rocketed on the back foot and he knew where he wanted, and he's looking good there. And this one's he sweeps is fine, but he finds the deep mid wicket fielder there. He can't beat him, but they just get the one. Roston Chase is being on the chase here.
I think that's exactly what he was trying to do in the ball before that. Like, I think he tried to loop it just a bit so that Rickleton gets a bit tempted to try and hit the ball and then miss-hit it towards that fielder who was there.
Exactly. So required run rate is around 6 now, and he's dropped him. That was hit hard right into back to Roston Chase, who's a very, very good fielder, usually off his bowling. But this time he couldn't hold on to that catch. It was a hard one. It came in. He put his hand out. It was going over his head. Hit very hard. I'm not sure if he got his finger or not. Finger broken, but he's back again to bowl. That was his bowling finger. No damage done. And Marcus lives to fight another day. This one's hit uppishly, but he knew the mid-off was down. Rickleton there. And the batters have ample time to come back for 128 for 1. Roston Chase, 3 overs, 1 for 27. What have we got, Will?
Extra Fluffo says the UK has the oldest penguin. I didn't know that. And Tim Wilson Davis says penguins are native to Somerset. I did know that. I have a friend who's a penguin. He's called Barry. He drinks nothing but cider.
Interesting.
Yeah. We farm them at length. They actually own the farms though now because they've unionised, bought the farms.
That was going to happen. That was bound to happen.
You know Thatcher's, the cider, that's owned by penguins now.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't mind, we'll just come back to this table whilst we wait, guys. So in this equation, England's through, South Africa's through from what we're seeing. So we've got 2 berths up for grab. Yeah?
Yeah, one of them is India or West Indies and the other one
New
is
Zealand. New Zealand, Pakistan do have a chance as well in that group to come in.
Yeah.
I assume, but New Zealand very much the front runner. So Zimbabwe and Sri Lanka, invariably out at this stage.
Pretty much.
All of the other 6 teams are in contention. Shama Joseph, what can he bring in here? It's almost a runner ball required. This one's driven towards extra cover area. There's a bit of a fumble there by the substitute fielder who's not had a great day in the field. He's let one go through his legs earlier on as well. So almost a runner ball, 48 runs needed.
To be honest, Zimbabwe aren't necessarily out of it. It's just that net run rate is a bit bad. But then hypothetically, if they do win against India today, and if they win against South Africa again on Sunday, like they could do something. Like they could still qualify. But it's just more of an eventuality that they're facing extremely stronger sides.
Yeah, Sri Lanka is probably the only team that's on the head out of the tournament.
Yeah, confirmed. Yeah.
Short outside the off stump, reaching for that one mark. I'm not sure if it would have been called a wide. But listeners, this is a bit of a static period of play. But what do you think? Keep us entertained, keep us busy, keep those super chats in.
They're thinking penguins. That's what's
in
the chat.
We are a voluntary-led cricket commentary channel that goes across the globe. So keep the super chats in, keep Bear happy as well. We're all volunteers, love the game. We're just putting our time out here to bring this to you, and we're enjoying it, by the way. Short and Rickleton on the back foot pulls this one, pulls handsomely to the deep square leg area. That is another boundary in the making.
There's not one boy for me, I must have 2 or 3, I need 4.
I'm having way too much fun with these singles.
It feels like a DJ, is it?
Yeah, it's quite fun. I feel like I have a responsibility.
And the thing is, see, it's nice when like for example, when the media bits is spoken between the overs, if someone's doing the jingle, just mellowing it a little bit lower so that's jingle in the background and somebody can talk over it. I think it was Nakul when I did a stint with him. He was just, okay, go on, keep talking to the media guy, because we managed to get a lot of interaction going on in the meantime. On the back foot, Nakul's quite experienced, been there for a long time beforehand, just in case you didn't know who he was, Ishan. So on the back foot goes Rickleton, pushed. He didn't get hold of that, didn't get much timing on that. So South Africa, again, 43 runs needed in 44 balls. I like to score. Mario Shepherd, what has he done, Romario? Oh, he was feeling that he's twisted his ankle and he doesn't seem to be in too much discomfort.
Their required run rate has gone down below 6 now.
Yeah, it's less than a run a ball. Yes, looking good. South Africa, this was over pitched and driven.
Oh, well fielded.
Towards mid-off. Well fielded. Robin Powell there. And the batters have time to go through for a single.
Wasn't just substitute fielder this time.
No, it wasn't. So we've got one injury. Brandon King, who's twisted his ankle, who's been away. And I hope Romario Shepherd is okay, because he is a key to the balance of the West Indies team.
That sucks so badly though, because he's an opener for them. One of the more important openers.
Brandon King, isn't it?
Potentially injured.
But he hasn't been in top form, has he? Maybe a blessing in disguise if they bring in somebody else who's this much over pitched, pushed away towards the deep mid wicket area, and the batters go through for a single. Going through the motions, the over number 13 gone. 136 for 1, Markham 58, Rickleton 30. Will Reynolds, what have you got?
Jay Grover says Bennett fears the Penguin overlords. He does not know which is written and which is inevitable. And then says, Ryan Whitestar says, Will, are you related to Ryan Reynolds? You could have been twins. Yes, I am related to Ryan Reynolds. He is my uncle. I am currently in the process of stealing Wrexham for my Penguin overlords.
Interesting. You're the more attractive one, I would say that though.
Oh, you're an absolute sweetheart. Thank you. You're way too kind. And then my girlfriend turns up in chat.
Is she?
Yes. That could be fun. Everyone should try and work out who she is.
I can't see the chat right now. I'll just say honorary third wheel. I'm happy.
Yeah, definitely.
Good. Sorry, guys, to interrupt you there. Yeah. 14th over, Ruston Chase again. This one's on a full length.
Low full toss.
Low full toss. He hits this one, didn't medal it well. However, has enough power to clear the boundary in the long off over the bowler's head for another 6.
Smack it in the air, beyond the boundary. Smack it in the air.
South Africa cruising here. 35 runs needed or 41 was what was meant to be an intense battle here is being one-sided. The next one's again slower delivery on middle and leg, and Markham deposits this one in true majestic fashion. The true majestic fashion over the long on area, wide and long and into the skies this time. Much bigger hit than the earlier one for another 6.
2 6s in a row. 2 6s in a row. 2 6s in a
92 meters, wow.
Ruston Chase certainly being put to the sword here.
Just pissed up a bit.
Indeed. What happens here is now Ishan. 2 6s in a row.
Give up hope.
The Indian
Shake hands, go next.
Ruining as Ruston Chase being chased out of the attack. Nicely played, pushed towards the mid-wicket area. The batters get 1. They look for 2. They decide against it. A sensible opening second wicket partnership here by these two. Have batted very well. They've read the conditions well. They manipulated what was in front of them with some clean hitting. When it was there, rotate the strike, pick the 1s and the 2s, and really carved this innings. This one's outside the off stump, and Rickleton in the party. This time he hits it long and wide over the mid wicket for the third 6 of the over. Ruston Chase looking bemused.
One talk over the line, sweet Jesus. One talk over the line.
Interestingly though, I thought the roles were reversed in terms of Markram and Quinton de Kock, because Quinton de Kock was taking it slow, hitting it for singles, rotating strike. Probably they knew that Markram was the one who'd come and hit in the power play and then switch it over to Quinton de Kock. But then, I mean, Markram's still there and Markram's still hitting, so
But
quite
I think
interesting.
it's a little bit about how you see on that day, right? Because for certain batters, they get on the back foot goes. Rickleton pushed into extra cover, no chance of a run. I think they don't just walk in thinking, oh, you're going to be the aggressor, I'm going to be. It depends on that day. Sometimes you take a bit longer than you would normally take to get into the groove. And if someone's get a head start, then you would just. That was clever batting there, wasn't it, Sean?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was kind of unfortunate to see Quinton de Kock get out that way, and I think it was more of a batting error than a bowling masterpiece, so to say.
Exactly.
So
end of over number 14. Sorry, Ishan. 155 for 1. Will.
Okay, so Banana Brooks says, Jay, I'm wearing penguin socks. I am only going to read penguin comments.
Go on.
Deal with it. Banana Brooks says, breaking free news, penguins are taking over the BCCI.
I think they're already a part of the BCCI.
They are the BCCI.
Yeah.
They are the BCCI. Yep, there it is.
Which means that they're the ICC as well.
Oh yeah.
Well said. Any more, Bill?
Loads.
Go for it. Go for it.
So extra fluffo says you should be on salary, Bennett. I agree. Your ball by ball is bloody great. And then Jay Grover says, in reply to Robert Wilford Paul's, it doesn't everything everything works till it's broken, and he was, because Robert was talking about the West Indies bowling and stuff. So yeah, and then Leah's talking about how much tea she's had.
Need more coffees and teas at this point. I've only had a 4.5 hours sleep.
Oh dear. Thank you so much, guys, for your comment. Thank you. Keep them rolling in. I guess it's a journey from Brighton down. Is that Ishan?
Yeah, it was. But then, I don't know. It was.
The drive or the first train?
No. It was a train. It wasn't frustrating per se. It's just not a morning person. I hate waking up early.
Oh dear. Anyway, I'm sure you're enjoying this stint. It's a great privilege for you to be a part of this, being in the commentary. It's a good exposure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I spent years trying to get into this kind of not trying, but aspiring to get into this industry, and now getting to see this stuff. I feel like the kind of appreciation comes in more when I tell my friends back home of what the kind of stuff I'm doing as a part of my course. This is.
Are you doing anything in sports?
Yeah, so I'm with Arnav. I'm a sports journalism master student.
There you go. See, I was explaining to Arnav when in the previous stint, I grew up in Sri Lanka, and I was in the international cricket commentary panel there.
Oh wow!
Before I migrated, before Roshan Abe Singh came on board, I was picked before that. I was a young 20-year-old at that time, but unfortunately, because I migrated, I couldn't continue. If I'd been there, I might have better opportunities. But when I moved here, I just went back into the career, family, kids. So you always have time to go back to something you love doing. And it's amazing that you at a young age have got this opportunity. So
yeah, gonna make the most of it.
Coming back to the cricket, Quinton de Kock, I thought, batted very sensibly. He was 8 off 8. He was able to rotate the strike, give the aggressor the opportunity, and when he was settled, he was ready to go. This one's is Holder starting up the 15th over. There's a change after this, over pitch delivery and pushed into the deep mid wicket area very subtly, but for lack of space there, the batters have time to come back for 2.
Yeah, like I said, De Kock's dismissal was more of a batting error than a bowling masterclass. I'm pretty sure he'll be kind of kicking himself about that, because this would have been a pretty good no loss partnership, straight down to the end. That was just missed out there.
But it's all about confidence going into the semis as well, isn't it? And this one's over pitched and on a fuller length and driven uppishly towards long on, and the batters get one. Who knows, they could be playing each other in the semis. Can you imagine the advantage they could have, the head advantage they could have if they thrashed them in this game and they play each other again in the semis, or even in the finals for that matter, again. So a lot of calculations and assumptions going through in the background as to who would be the top 4. We already know England have qualified. South Africa to a lesser extent are more or less there, and the other two berths up for grab. This one's darted into the block hole of Rickleton, and he tickles this one towards the short mid-wicket area, and the batters get one. So the equation 18 off 33. It's a matter of time. Will they go for the run rate here, Rishan, you reckon? Or
Yeah, I mean, they don't really need to, but they have a lot of wickets in hand as well. So I don't really see them trying to take it easy. I feel like they'll just try to finish it as soon as possible.
Are they going to end with a bang, or are they going to get through the line with their wickets and dignity intact? Let's wait and see. We've got 3 more balls to go from this spell between the 3 of us.
That's probably in the cap.
Over pitched ribbon again nicely, and if the batters get 1, they would most likely come back for 2. It's amazing how when you're in form, you tend to find the gaps so natural, isn't it, Ishan?
Yeah, I think Markram just not putting a foot wrong at the moment. More of a tournament thing, and I feel like it's hard to kind of. I mean, it seems a bit understated, the amount of influence that he has, because pretty much everyone in the team is performing. But I feel like if you were to hypothetically take anyone else out of the team, they could still probably manage to get it over the line. If you take Markram out, that's a completely different equation, though.
Well said. It's over pitched and dug confidently by Markham towards the mid-wicket area, and the batters easily ambled through for a single. 15 runs required off 31. It's changed due after this over. It's going to be David Brook on ball by ball. Ed will do the socials, and Arnav will come in to do the summary. Ed didn't make the trip. It's just you and Arnav, is it?
Yeah, Ed usually doesn't come into the studio more often. It's more like because he can do it from home. He'll just do it from home instead.
Fantastic. As Holder comes in short on the back foot. This one slapped towards the deep mid-wicket area straight with a lot of power and vigor. And there's only 1 run taken. So that's about 8 runs coming off that. Holder over 3 overs, none for 27. We're in the end of over number 15, 163 for 1. 14 runs required of 30 balls remaining. Markham on 77 and Rickleton on 38. We're due for a change. We welcome the affable David Brook for ball by ball commentary. And over to you, Arnav and Ed. Thank you very much, everybody.
Have fun.
See you around later. Thank you, David. Cheers now.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Bennett, the voice of Guerrilla Cricket. Bennett, everyone's favourite ball-by-ball commentator, the man from Sri Lanka. And I'm now on with the Brighton University mafioso.
Yes, we're back.
Ed and Arnav. Just 14 runs required and 30 balls. So here's Shepherd and flayed away by Rickleton. Diving stop there, but not great with the pickup. Easy, comfortable too. This outcome slightly predictable because these two teams met before the World Cup started, and I was just looking at the stats in that. You know, they had a 3-match T20 series. And the first time West Indies posted 173 for 7. South Africa got them for 1 wicket, 176 for 1. They then chased down West Indies 221 in the second T20 and got them for 3, 225 for 3. So it's kind of, in a way, predictable that they would make short work of this. They've made the West Indies bowling look pretty toothless, but Markram has been superb. Guys, this South Africa must be very hot. You know, must be likely choice to win this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say so, especially even the 3 games against West Indies and even in the practice game against India. Although they lost by 30 runs, they still got to 210 after India put up 240. And obviously we saw how they defeated India, so they are currently the favourites. But cricket, we know it can change really quickly, so...
Yeah, as I sort of mentioned earlier, Arnav, that the bookmakers still have India as favourites. I mean, India very short price all the way through the tournament. They've been eased out to 7-4, but they're still the favourites. South Africa 12-5 second favourites. So, you know, home advantage. As I mentioned to you earlier, Arnav, you can lose a game. Every World Cup winner loses a match en route.
Absolutely. It's not very often we see teams go unbeaten and win it. I don't think it's happened. Has it happened in the T20 World
I don't
Cup?
think so. I mean, I'll be interested to prove wrong. This one is delivered just inside the return crease by Shepherd, who's come back into the attack. And it's no run. He manages to get it under the bat of Rickleton, who's on 40, Markram 77. But this really has been fairly facile victory for South Africa here. And you can tell me, guys, what this means for West Indies' prospects of progressing after this ball from Shepherd, who bowls that one again, is aimed wide of the off stump. This time Rickleton gets his bat onto it, and there's no one on the extra cover boundary, so that's gone through for 4.
So we have one of these.
There's not one boy for me, I must have 2 or 3, I need 4.
So Ed, or Arnav, tell me, what does this mean in terms of West Indies prospects qualifying?
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I think they're one of the more volatile teams. I know T20 is volatile enough as it is, but West Indies in particular, they've got so much destructive power in their batting lineup that they can kind of go above 200 in any innings on a good wicket. India will be a huge test, but if they can win that, then they're well deserving of their final 4 place because they've been strong all tournament.
This one is right on the money. It's driven straight by Rickleton. It actually hits the stumps at the other end, so they just have to contend themselves with a single. So if West Indies do beat India, Ed, then they'll be through to the semis.
Yes. Yeah.
Sure.
Pretty much locked in, especially with their run rate after thrashing Zimbabwe.
Yeah. But this means that South Africa are assured if they beat Zimbabwe, I guess.
Yeah. Even then, they'd have to lose by well over 100 runs. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So South Africa, I'm sure that a lot more people will be taking notice of them because, well, the form of Markram, he just looks so good in this tournament. Who are the batsmen and the bowlers who've impressed you guys in this tournament? You know, if you were picking out people to watch in this Super 8 stage.
Batters, I would say Markram, Pakistan opener Sahibzada Farhan, and
Shepherd down the leg side, no run.
For bowlers, it's got to be Muzrabani and well, I will go with just him for now.
I was thinking Rachin Ravindra with both bat and ball has been excellent.
Right.
And he against Sri Lanka yesterday, he put on an absolute clinic. It was just amazing. I know Sri Lanka collapsed a bit, but even so, he vital runs with the bat to kick things off, and then took, I believe, a 4-fer in the end.
A couple of stumpings
The last
in that
ball
as well.
The last ball was signalled a wide in the end. This time Shepherd follows Markram as he backs away towards leg, and quite intelligent bowling there just restricts Markram to a single. But Shepherd, the hero with the bat in the first innings, he got ended up with 50 odd, 52, 53 not out. Great bit of hitting at the end. Only been trusted with this is only his second over, but just not taking the wickets that they needed to take early on. So it's a subdued looking West Indies bench there. It's Shepherd bowls. This is a full toss.
Hits the stumps
it's
again.
Drilled back. Good bit of fielding by that must be Holder there, I think, at mid off, and it stops any run from happening because it hits the stumps again. It does, Arnav. Yeah, wicket.
Everyone having a bit of a smile about that. Saved the boundary twice, I think.
Yeah.
Could have been the end of the match if it had in the stumps twice.
Decent bit of fielding by Holder, yes. Just there on 173. Ryan Rickleton, can he finish off with a 6? That would get him to his 50. They just need 4 runs to win. Shepherd bowls. That's outside the off stump. Well directed by Shepherd, showing it. The other guys how they could have done it, because they've been expensive, the other West Indies bowlers, and that gamble when you bring in Chase into the attack, back into the attack just now, that didn't quite pay off for them. But so if I gave you a $5 each to put on now the winner of this tournament, where would your money go, Ed? Where would you put the £5?
That's a great question. I think in a one-off game, I'd back South Africa to do the business. That's really how the final will end up going. It's just, one game of cricket. It sounds silly to say, but with the bowlers they've got, they've got so much depth, so much quality. I'd go with South Africa at the minute.
I think I'd go with India because they just they're just away from Abhishek Sharma performing and scoring 30 runs in a game. that's all they need, honestly, because he's been getting out for ducks. So if he scores
Yeah.
30-40 runs, that's going to put India in a great position. People are overlooking the fact that it's just that's missing.
Interesting, yeah, he hasn't fired yet. He's due a big one. Holder, round the wicket. That's drilled back. That looks like it could be the winning runs. It's a
End of the
straight
match.
hit. Yes, it goes all the way. Drilled straight down. It's appropriate that Markram, it should be, who scores the winning runs. He moves on to 82. The South African fans are on their feet, applauding the captain. It's a 9-wicket win by South Africa. Comprehensive victory. A very happy-looking dugout. West Indies, you'd say, with what looked like a fairly toothless attack, faced with this strength of the South Africa top order. So West Indies defeating South Africa here by 9 wickets. It was a must-win game for both teams, and now West Indies have a big challenge to face India to play against them and to try and qualify. So South Africa winning by 9 wickets. What's impressed you most about this South African performance, guys?
I think Aiden Markram. One word answer, Aiden Markram, honestly. He started taking on the bowlers from ball 1. Obviously, he did for a boundary to get away, and his entire innings has been at a strike rate of 200. And Ed pointed out once in the first innings as well that he's hitting at a strike rate of 200 throughout this tournament. So yeah, he's carried their batting effort.
I love this bowling attack. I think it's incredibly coherent. They click so well together. Ngidi's been one of the most underrated right ball bowlers in world cricket for the last couple of years, and he put an absolute excellent display to tumble those wickets out early. It did so much damage, and I know they had that partnership to recover, but it made it seem like it kind of encouraged the South African openers to take it on, because they knew that big hitting was possible on this pitch, and they went out and did it.
Absolutely. I mean, and even if West Indies had taken a wicket, you've got Brevis, Miller, Stubbs still to come. Didn't you need any of them? Middle order is. I remember hearing. I think it was you, Ed, who said earlier that middle order is awesome in its strength, and it's as good as any in the tournament, isn't it? So the handshakes are going on at the moment. West Indies will be, well, it's brought them back to earth that they're having such a good tournament. First defeat for West Indies. They'll have realised now they've got a real battle on their hands. Sunday, India versus West Indies. Going to be a huge match. It's a 1:30 start on Sunday. This afternoon, though, you haven't got to wait to see India in action, because they're in action this afternoon. India versus Zimbabwe at a 1:30 start. Guys, are you staying on for that?
Yes, I will be there.
Yes, I will be there as well.
Of course. So Ed, you haven't made the journey to the Guerrilla Cricket Studios.
No.
Where are you located at the moment? In the Sussex area?
I'm back home in Brighton. Yeah, I'm here.
So will you be transferring your allegiance to Sussex County Cricket Club this summer?
I don't know if I can do that. I don't know.
Where are you from then, Ed?
Oh, I'm from Lincolnshire, but my dad is a Somerset fan, and he was raised there, so I'm a Somerset fan with him. It feels too deep rooted to go back on at this point.
But you'll be joining us, I hope, this summer for
yes,
we've got
definitely.
New Zealand series, and is it New Zealand and Pakistan the tourists this summer?
Yes, that's right.
In tests, and then white ball India.
That'll be a
So what
good summer. I think.
year are you guys? Are you guys sort of halfway through your course, or what?
We're on a 1-year masters.
So kind of halfway through.
Yeah,
Masters of the Universe.
Yes.
Yes. So, well, hopefully you'll be joining us throughout the summer. But in the meantime, we've got a lot to look forward to in this competition. Just to wrap things up, 177 for one South Africa in response to West Indies. I mean, just going back over this game, guys, at one stage it looked like we were in for a very short match, because the West Indies lost a lot of early wickets, and it was a partnership between Jason Holder and Romario Shepherd that looked for a moment like it might put West Indies back into the game.
Absolutely. I think you can see the bowling card where there's the lowest economy rate is 9.79. That just shows you that every bowler has been leathered, and no wicket takers in this West Indian lineup. I would say it's the first serious batting lineup, or first in-form batting lineup that they've come across this tournament. Well, they did face England, but
you're not including England then.
No, I mean, that's why I changed it from quality to form, because England are not in form, and they're it's like a flip of a coin whether they perform or not. And obviously you've got the struggling Joss Butler right at the top. I think having him there, obviously, it's an ode to his entire white ball career to include him in the squad, but it sort of handicapped them at the start, I would say, a bit.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. Aidan Markham getting the Player of the Match award, 82 not out, 7 4s and 4 6s, De Kock 47 and Rickleton 45 not out. And as you say, Arnav, it was pretty hapless response in terms of the bowling from West Indies. Ford 0 for 30 off 3, Shepherd 0 for 22 off 2, Holder 0 for 31 off 3, Joseph 0 for 24 off 2, Moti 0 for 24 off 2, and Roston Chase with the 1 wicket, but he went for 46 off his 4. There was just nowhere for Shea Hope to turn to stop Markram and De Kock and Rickleton. And they say even if they had taken a wicket, they'd have had even more strength to come. So South Africa looking like the form team in this competition. If you had to name the finalists, I'm going to put you on the spot now, guys. Who will we see in the World Cup final?
I'm not sure how the semi-finals work in terms of it would just be one team from each Super 8's group, I presume. But I'm not sure. Well, depending on how they match up, I would say South Africa, New Zealand, and I think that'd be a great game based on who's been performing
India
this
in the
tournament.
final for you.
No.
Arnav, surely you're going to say India against someone. India against South Africa, replay of the match?
No, I was going to say India against England. I would love to see an India-England final.
That would be fantastic. Yeah.
Just because of the entire dynamics in the Gorilla Cricket group, and it'll just be fun to have that.
What have you made of England's performances?
I think more than the performance, I think even the change of location is going to help them, because bigger grounds in Sri Lanka, slower outfields, so they probably might score runs at a quicker rate, but it might affect their bowling in India because batter-friendly wickets. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a big help in terms of fielding and batting, because better grounds in India. And let's see, I have hopes from Phil Salt, Jacob Bethel, Brook, obviously. So England, they're well placed to get to the final, honestly.
Ed, what do you think of England's prospects?
I do think they've been strong. I think I've been impressed with their bowling in particular. There was that one-off game against West Indies, but other than that, we've had Dawson and Rashid bowl incredibly well during the middle overs. I think they've been excellent, as they often are for England. And even then, the pace options. I know Jamie Overton is kind of an easy target for stick at times with the way he can hurl it around and go for a few. But I think he's been very tight and was excellent against Pakistan. And I think there's definitely encouraging signs. I presume Joss Butler is going to go ballistic once this tournament. He's just too good to not. I'd be very encouraged by that. And then at that point, it's two batsmen going big is more than enough, really. As long as the bowlers match that, and I think they've got the personnel to do that, really.
And England's chances, I guess, been steadily increasing through the tournament as they've sort of built up momentum from that first defeat, the narrow, squeaky victory against Nepal, the defeat to West Indies. Since then, it's been some steady improvement, and the captain hitting big form in the last match.
Ugly wins go a long way.
We have, not long to go before the second match. So don't go anywhere on Gorilla Cricket. India versus Zimbabwe starting at 1:30. We'll be back on air at 1:20 to talk you through that match. Ed and Arnav will be returning. Bennett as well will be there along with Bear. So it's a star-studded lineup in the Gorilla Cricket commentary box. Join us again, Arnav. I don't know whether you're able to play something interesting in the meantime.
Yeah, we'll just head over to
there.
Yep.
Arnav's got. What are you going to play for us, Arnav? In the meantime,
probably a podcast. One episode of Bishop and the Bear.
Bishop and the Bear. There you go. You can't go wrong with that. Maybe the one with you on it.
And I think, as I say that, the Bishop has walked into the studio.
The Bishop is here in person.
Absolutely.
So the Bishop is joining us for the coverage of the India-Zimbabwe match.
One more
Maybe you
star
can play
to
the episode of Bishop and the Bear that you guys were on that, Arnav, weren't you?
Yeah, I think there was one with Ed, William, and myself.
maybe that would be a good
Probably
one
will do that.
to fish out from the
With-
locker, because I know you're
yeah,
getting a lot
popular
of fans
demand.
and
I'll just head over to
supporters.
do that then. See you guys soon.
Yeah,
Thank you
I
very
know
much.
that the Brighton posse have been building up a lot of support from the Guerrilla Cricket community. So you can catch the Brighton posse later on. Just half an hour to go until we're back on with India versus Zimbabwe. Thanks very much for joining us for this game. South Africa winning comfortably, going top of this group. West Indies with 2 points from their one victory. It all hinges on their game against India on Sunday. That's it for now. Thanks very much, guys. See you in half an hour.